We're going to go ahead and jump into our recap of last game, which is pretty simple. Family traveled, family encountered shark things. Shark things didn't survive. A close friend of one of the family members has been killed and left as a sign for the group. And Scabbard Benny healed the last half of the session.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mongo learned to not read spellbooks. They don't belong to him.
Yep. Ain't forgetting that lesson anytime soon.
But that's about it for the recap of things. We left off with the party basically spending the night with a couple of orcs. Having tidings, food, drink, song, bad Tom jokes.
Are there any other kind?
Yeah, good jokes.
Yeah, I know. I tell a bunch of those. But everybody keeps calling them bad.
It's bad. It's all bad.
Sure you do.
There's a reason why there's a ban on them.
You have been banned.
Pretty sure you were kicked out of a pub for that.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say it was that, not the other thing.
Yeah,
That
finger
you promised
guns.
you wouldn't talk about.
Yeah, finger guns, the barmaid.
No,
Yep, mm-hmm.
you don't
So-
use finger guns ever. It's in my notes.
It's not in your notes.
Yes, it is.
The page is missing. Your argument is invalid. Alright. We're going to jump into tonight's session. The family had gathered their things and begun to travel, moving away from their campsite towards their destination of the place called the Post. They've heard things about this place. The orc shared a few things that can be rowdy at times, could be quiet at times, but most of the time it's rather rambunctious because it's at a crossroads of the entire continent. The days slip by, the watches go uneventful as they travel, the weather begins to clear, and it begins to get a little bit warmer, less cool, as they draw closer. I'd like each of you to roll a single perception check.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Perception.
8.
Start with 1.
16.
Let's see how perceptive Nikolai is. Not bad. Perception. 20.
20?
Mm-hmm.
While the travel was fairly uneventful. Ooh, I like those numbers.
Well,
You did happen to find Mongo up a tree at one point, scared out of his mind from watch as a badger had chased him up the tree.
those things are fucking dangerous. I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Outside of that, not much actually happened on the travel. So, the excitement begins to build amongst the family as they get closer and the mountainous terrain, and the mountains give away again to the forest. A few trees here, soon a few more there, and soon becoming denser. The road soon canopied by the spotted dog forest once again, almost like an arrow point out into the plains. Day fades to night, night fades to day. Nikolai has created a few concoctions of his kit, mostly the smelly kind. But
Let me know when you want me to stop messing with your kid.
your supplies are starting to run low. Actually, I'll roll a percentile.
So have I actually made something useful though?
Depends on the way you use it. So, to put it in a way that you'll understand, yes and no.
So between you and Nikolai, you've used 68% of the kit's supplies.
68?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do we have that's usable? Or that we think is usable.
You made tiny little explosive pop rocks that you throw and they just pop.
Make a little pop.
Yeah.
So, distractions. Okay.
Every time you use one, you get a nasty glare from Cayenne because she nearly jumps.
Yeah, that's...
So,
that's
a good distraction to devices.
How
Okay.
many of those do we have?
Yeah.
I will roll for you. Wow. I'm going to have to see a high or low if you actually get that much.
It's your kit. Dice has been rolled.
It's because every time I pick high, because of the way that she usually fucking rolls, that's when she fucking rolls.
It was low, yeah. But now you're thinking this
Like
is
a
the whole
low.
Princess Bride kind of
Yeah.
scenario.
Is it my tea that's poisoned, or is it your tea poisoned? Or did I poison your tea and not poison mine?
I know. Roll your dice. If
That's
it's
what I
high,
was just thinking.
say high. If it's low, say low.
Wow, this is just turning into a weird
Or
roll.
the other way around.
That's a 9 on my die, so we'll say low.
Low? That was a 19 on my die.
Fucking knew it! I fucking knew that was gonna happen. Every goddamn time I'm always fucking wrong.
the iocane powder has killed you.
So,
Inconceivable! I
so,
had to.
at one point, Scabbard did try to experiment with your large batch of this, and you only have 35 left of the 70.
Oh, okay.
What?
Whatever.
I think you were maybe, what'd you try and do? Stick them on arrows or something? Distraction arrows?
How many fucking did you go through for this shit?
I don't even know what it is.
We gotta try the same fucking way 8 fucking times. Make damn sure you know it doesn't fucking work.
Make sure it doesn't work.
Boy. Oh, let's see where we at. Yeah, notes. Yeah. So, it is the day of Alv, Wednesday. For those playing at home that don't know the days of the week. And you eventually are winding your way through the forest. It's later in the day. The sun's creeping, but you guys want to push ahead. You feel like you're close. According to Scav, reading the map upside down and sideways, and even looking at the map over a candlelight backwards.
I'm fairly sure certainly he's licked it a few times just to make sure.
He has confirmed it is paper. It is parchment.
It is indeed paper.
This is parchment. And eventually, the road becomes a little bit more worn as you start to see the croppings as the road gets a little bit wider. And eventually, you start to hear and smell things that are familiar to a town. At this point, I'm pretty sure Mongo is excited.
That'd be nice.
Mongo's happy it ain't fucking raining.
Yeah, it's getting into towards the end of spring, so you should be happy.
Nice warm comfy spots to lay down everywhere.
Oh yeah. So as you get further ahead, the birds are starting to look tired. You're tired of walking at this point. You just want a good rest. Getting up in the morning, traveling, getting up in the morning, traveling. Even it's wearing on you at this point. Wow, this music is very ominous for this. You eventually get past a certain point, and you actually can start to see the shape of the building come into place. And where you're expecting a tavern that has been described to you as the actual place, you see this sprawling tavern that's been added onto over time. You can see it going up into the sky. At least 3 stories, you can see pillars on it. And as the cropping opens, you can see the sheer size of this actual tavern. It's just sprawling as far as you can see, almost like an entire block to itself. that they've cleared out a significant amount of this place to actually open up to allow traders to come through. Perhaps performers, perhaps soldiers. It's not what you had imagined as a cavern in the middle of the forest. This is its own entity, its own establishment.
Oh shit, that's a bit bigger than I thought.
And if you want, you can go ahead and roll a investigation or perception or both.
Investigation, perception, or both?
Yeah.
Investigation is
That's a 1 on perception.
17.
Investigation's an 18.
14 perception.
14?
23 investigation.
Okay. So,
12 on my investigation.
all right.
And perception. 17 on my perception.
Are we back in the forest again?
Yeah.
That would actually be a 25.
Okay. So, as you're walking outside Cayenne, you're kind of distracted by this huge site. You can see the mismatched boards and things like that. You can't make it out very well from this far away what kind of wood it is. And you feel your hoof hit something, and you suddenly go head over kilter and stumble into the dirt. And all you guys hear this and just immediately go to the window and look out. And you immediately scurry a little bit, and you realize you knocked over basically a set of current stones, and you notice that you've knocked over some sort of shrine. Then you instantly feel your heart just kind of pause for a moment. You look across this opening. So the forest gives away, and there's this opening, and there's all these paths leading off into the forest in different directions around this location. And you see all these like little areas set off, all these little like effigies and things, and you put two and together. These are a bunch of different effigies where people go and pray to their deities, and you just knocked one over.
Uh-oh.
I will frantically try to fix this.
Okay, this is gonna be fun. Roll a religion for me, which is actually one of your strong suits, it seems like.
Mhm. That's a 10, though.
A 10?
Mm.
Do you want to try to help her?
Sure.
Okay. Anybody else want to
Yeah,
help?
definitely want to try.
I don't know about religion.
You don't know shit.
Ooh, 22.
Well, that was unexpected.
What?
Nat 20.
Nice.
Natural 20? So
You might be able to put it together right.
you're kind of trying to put this back together. You're trying to mismatch the rocks and the various symbols and things that are there, and the pieces of wood and other things. And you're kind of starting to panic a little bit and get lost in it. And Mongo just puts his paw on your hand and he starts helping you. And then Nikolai is there as well, and he starts helping too, picking up like little round beads that fell off of like something, and he starts putting them back on the string and tying it off. And you actually get it all put back together as it should be, and Mongo even straightens up a few things, and yeah.
What deity is this to?
It is actually to the traveler.
Have we ever heard of this deity?
Mongo has in the passing of coin.
Ah.
And you kind of reach in your pocket and you find a copper piece and you place it in the bowl that's there. And you
What'd
can
you
see
do that for?
It's kind of a good offering, especially after it got knocked down. You don't want to cross him.
Who's him?
The traveler.
Traveler.
Yeah.
So why, like, what is some dude going to do with your copper?
Some deity.
Deity.
A god.
Oh, is a god named the Traveler?
Yes.
Oh.
You usually want to stay on the good side or completely off their radar.
Ah.
But yeah, there's all these different shrines essentially to different deities where people come out of the tavern to actually pray to their god or give offerings. It's a very unique sight to you guys. You've never seen anything like this.
Pull one of my copper out of my jacket. Put it in there too. Can I
Makes
have one
it-
of my copper back?
It makes it clink.
Put it in my pouch.
Look around for the ceiling cat one.
Oh, it's getting darker. It'll take a
Oh,
while.
okay.
But you move a lot closer, and you can see as you get a lot closer. You're watching your step now because you're like, I don't want to knock any more of these over. You get a lot closer, and you can see that this is like a large square building. You can see roads going off in the other directions, and you're like, oh, we're here.
Yay!
So,
Thank God, civilization.
so as you approach up, you can see the off in one direction around the other to the right way that you came. That there is kind of like a large barn. You're like, this is like big enough to probably house, in simple terms, at least 20 draft horse.
Yeah, okay.
Those are big ones, right?
Those are aspers? Yeah, those are the big ones, yeah.
And you can see that's probably where you put your car, your animals to travel and everything. Looking at the entryway to this actual place, you can see it's like a double wide. You just step up to go up there. There's tables out front, chair. You can see some patrons out there. And you can see cords hanging from the top and all these old, like, tavern mugs, and they jingle here and there as the wind comes through.
Cool.
And you can smell food from coming inside.
Ooh, that's good. So, how long do you think we're going to stay, guys?
Well, that really depends. Where are we going after this?
Well, we have to make our way to the capital.
Which is pretty fucking far, and last time I checked, there's some troubles right around there that we might want to let clear up before we go there.
Oh, yeah, that letter you found.
Yes. Might want to keep that on the down low.
I still have a package I need to deliver.
Okay.
To
So-
here.
We should probably, and we should probably send that one off too. That note that we found, we should probably make sure it gets to where it's
Yeah.
supposed to be going. Pretty sure it wasn't meant for us.
Talk to some type of like official here. Maybe they can tell us where to send it to or how to get it off to. Okay.
Right now, you guys are in your car with the two birds right in front of this thing. You do see some people coming and going in different ways.
Basically gonna take the cart to the barn to put it away.
Yep. You
Yeah.
head over in that direction. Do you guys go with?
Yep.
Yeah, go with.
You go over in that direction, and you get to the area, and there's a gate, like a double gate. You can go through. You just push the doors open, and you can go into there, and you're greeted by a warforge, and they have a tree growing out of their head. It's like a little bonsai tree.
Alrighty.
And they just come over and they blink at you, and their eyes are like vibrant green, and they have a leather apron on.
Does he seem to be in a good temper, or should we leave him alone?
Ha! And they come over to you, and they just put their
Already
hands together.
started. Not even 10 minutes.
Customers, how can I help you?
We would like to put our birds away
And our cart.
in our cart.
Away, as in deposit. How long will you be staying?
Don't know.
Running tab? Running tab.
Running tab. If we
Correct,
Can do that.
one
How
minute.
much?
Huh?
How much?
Depends on the quality you want. Low quality? 1 copper. Good quality? 10 gold.
I'm down with the good quality. I mean,
The birds, red
Good
and blue, would
quality.
probably prefer the good quality as opposed to the lower.
He looks at him, and you see like his eyes flash almost like a purple color. And he goes over and he gets into something, and he comes over and he just walks up to the birds, and he's making some sort of like mechanical sound. You can't really identify it. And he holds up some to the birds, and he starts feeding them, and they just eat just right out of the Warforge's hands, and he pets them on the head. He's like, I will deposit them and take very good care of them as if they were my own.
like, shouldn't we tell them about the birds' demeanor? Like, make sure that they're like alone.
Obviously,
Okay.
they seem fine with him.
They're more confused than anything. One of them just kind of nips at the bonsai tree that's growing out of the Warforge's head.
Okay, well, so I don't know. I don't want to be charged for other people's horses being eaten.
The Warforged turns to you. Just actually kind of its head turns around like an owl and looks at you. All stable or private away from others.
Okay.
And its head turns back around to face it forward.
Just wanted, because these we bought these particularly because they eat things.
Ah, yes. Yeah. I'm very much aware.
Oh, okay.
I've actually seen one consume its owner for nutrients. It was quite fascinating. It was unfortunate for the owner.
I guess it's a good thing you take them hunting every day.
I can stretch all my legs that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have to worry about the red and blue eating us.
If we mistreat them or show that, you know, we're not worthy of being their companions, then yeah, I'm pretty sure they would eat us. But there are many other creatures we should be worried about that can eat us. Like, I don't know, the football shark things, which even red and blue don't like.
The Warforge pulls out a book, and it just kind of like, it reaches into its like forearm and pulls out a quill. Names on contract for deposit of the birds.
Our names or the birds' names?
Well, your group's name.
Oh. Did you finally come up with a decision on that one, Mongo?
Well, okay, so I came up with another idea because apparently the first one wasn't very good. What? You can use the name, oh fuck, what was it? So fucking stupid. Orphans of Ageless Fortune.
Yeah, it's a good one, actually.
He just throws that down. Closes it.
Alrighty.
You may head to the post.
Does that 10 gold include the food?
For the birds?
Yeah.
And a massage.
Wow.
And it's 10 gold per day.
Per day. And we'll just pay it when we leave, on the day we leave.
Correct.
Okay.
So we will depart after the doing that.
Hop into my machine and head on out.
All right. So you head over to back to the front of the tavern, and you're probably tired of walking. You've been walking for at least a good 12 hours today. And you push open the doors, and you can see this tavern, how it's been added on to. The wood doesn't match. Some of the connections don't match, but they're done well enough. It's fine. It's sturdy. You can see the various towers, and you can see how big this place is. And as you push the doors open, you just hear like cups hitting the actual tavern top from somewhere inside the tavern, and you hear a bard actually just going full tilt with the group. And you can hear just like patrons actually singing along with the actual bard.
Cool.
Actually, change this over to that one.
Yeah.
So, as you head into the actual tavern, you can see that there are these 6 large pillars that go into lead up to the actual countertop. And off to the left, there is an entire section, and it is large as the tavern area in Winemore. And off to the right, it is the same thing.
Damn.
And you can see all these various chandeliers of different designs hanging down, some of them rattling. And you can see that there's an upper part of the tavern where the music is coming from. The stages are upstairs for the bards.
Huh.
And you can see all the patrons just going about. You can see the paths leading off deeper into the tavern. And you can see straight dead ahead of you is the actual bar top. And the actual patron of the tavern is there. He's going over a few things, standing there. And you can just see that he's like about 10 feet tall. And the countertop actually comes up to his waistline.
That's a big dude.
And you can see that there's actual like stairs for small people to actually go up to the countertop. And the countertop itself dips down in the front. And there's a lip there, and then it comes back, and you see all these tiny stools for smaller people.
Cool. I'll totally hop up there.
Yeah, might as well.
So you see this massive man standing there, and you can see he has a large beard that splits out into two sections with jewelry on it. And you can see that there are old faded scars along his face, along what you can see of his body. You can see that he's wearing a leather vest that has armor built into it. You can see all these intricate tattoos along his left arm as well. And you can see his aging hair is pulled back into a very, very tight braid. And it's mostly gray. There's hints of brown in it still. And you can see his eyes are a very pale silver green, and he seems to be judging the new patrons that have just come in. He's sizing you up, but he just kind of smiles a little bit as someone comes over, and he just pours them a drink. Instinctively, almost knowing exactly what they want to drink.
Yeah. Park my machine out of the way and hop up to the bar.
Yeah, and as you guys get to the bar, you can see off to the side that there are actually smaller bar tops where there's other two bartenders helping as well for the two wings.
Oh, okay. This is a big place.
Yeah.
And I'll say that, as I said, this is a huge place.
Yeah, and you can see that there's like this huge chandelier above him, and all the dangly bits on the chandelier are blades.
Oh, okay.
Well, isn't that a shop idea?
Yeah, but all the other chandeliers are a mixed match of different kinds of like a merchant came through and he's like, oh, I want that one, or I want that one. None of them make any sense as to why. But yeah, do you each approach the bar top?
I'm just following.
Okay.
Following behind as well.
Yeah, you get up there, get comfy. He looks down at you and he's like, huh. And he just kind of, he's like, do you mind? He's like, do you mind, a little mouse?
What? These, I'm not supposed to sit in these chairs?
He reaches down and he grabs you by the back of your tunic, puts you in his hand, and brings you up to eyesight. And he just looks at you, examining you from all sides, and gently sits you back down. He's like,
what's wrong?
And he just kind of reaches up and he just starts stroking one side of his beard, and he's like, what is your name?
Nikolai.
And he just slams his hand on the table and starts laughing, and it's just this deep, guttural laugh you've never heard before. It almost sounds like a giant laughing. And he looks over at you and he's like, oh, it's a pony. And you look at him and you start to glare a little bit, like you just did at me. And you put two and two together and you realize, this massive mountain of a man is a centaur.
Fuck.
And you can see the war tattoos that are along the rest of him and the fading, color of him and whatnot. He's very, very old. He's like, earning your stripes?
I don't know what I'm doing.
He
If I'm
just
being
laughed.
brutally honest with you,
He's like,
I am here to deliver a package that was supposed to have been sent here. And I'm supposed to be looking for someone who has more information about, well, us ponies.
he kind of chuckles a little bit and he's like, well, I would seem to be a information broker of the free kind regarding your kin.
Wait, he knows about us.
I think more so about centaurs and where we come from.
You know what? That makes a lot more sense when you say
So
that.
they seem to have known my name, or what was that about asking my name?
He's like, I'll get to you 1 minute, little
Okay.
mouse. Your
Okay.
lifespan isn't that short.
Well, I'm short.
He offers his hand to you, and it's this massive hand, and it's even got scars on it, too. And he's like, oh, and he wipes his hand off with like liquid from the bar top, and he offers a dry hand.
I'll offer my hand back.
He's like, Gunnar at your service.
Cayenne.
What did you say the name was? I didn't catch it.
It's Gunnar.
Gunnar?
And you see this lizard folk, she comes over, and she's like, hey, he's mine. And you see this lizard folk. She's about 5 foot, and she's a very sleek-looking lizard folk.
She's 2 inches shorter than Cayenne.
And she has almost like a tiny crown of like little, budding horns, but they don't seem like they're getting any bigger. So she might have some sort of, other heritage in her other than just straight lizard folk. And her scales are very delicate in nature, and they're very pearlescent when they catch the light, almost kind of like holding a diamond up to the light. And she's wearing a very elegant tunic and leather pants, and she's wearing like a harness on top, and you see all of these daggers in it. There's at least 6 daggers on each side that you can see.
Clearly, someone knows how to make a point.
And she just kind of smiles a bit, and she's like, yeah, I know how to make a point, and I know how to make a better joke than that, and it's standing right in front of me, about a foot tall. And you see her eyes, and they're just this vibrant amber, almost like a solid, tree sap color. And she's like, I'm just messing with you folk. Welcome to the tavern. See yourselves, have a good time. Don't start a bar fight unless you pay a tab for it. Which is 150 platinum. And she heads off to go help someone else.
Okay, that raises an interesting question.
You can just pay to have a bar fight?
Gunnar's like,
How often does that happen?
I don't know. It sounds
Gunnar's
fascinating.
like, why the fuck would you not have a bar fight?
So 150 platinum, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of broken shit, little mouse.
So do you
That's
get a
fair
discount
point.
if you can fix the broken stuff?
No,
Oh, okay.
because it also counts for my headache.
Okay.
And he just snaps his fingers and
Never been in a bar fight.
That's not. We don't want to order a bar fight. I want to be very clear about that. We do not want.
and he just kind of looks at you guys and he's like, and you see him kind of turn around and he's looking for something. He pulls out a drawer and he pulls out a key from his inner pocket and starts looking through things, and he's like,
What, do you only get charged if you start the bar fight?
Why is this the line of questioning? How about how to avoid a bar fight?
and you can see that he's facing the other direction. You can see his tail is actually braided too. And
10 feet tall, he's got a big old butt.
he's a big centaur. And now that you're at the actual countertop examining it, you can see that it's actually made of a giant blade.
Oh, wow. A big blade, the countertop.
Yeah, and it's inlaid in the actual wood.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's far too large and too massive to be considered a sword, more like a hunk of iron.
What's up?
I don't know if you're 10 feet tall, maybe
Cutting
it's-
edge technology.
Huh.
If you're 10 feet tall, maybe it's just the right size.
And he eventually turns back around and he's like, confirm to me again your name.
Nikolai.
And he's like, good. And he
Oh man.
holds out something and he drops something in your direction.
I look at it. What am I looking at?
As you catch it, it's a moon mouse sized scroll case.
Oh.
And you can see that it's got an intricate lock on the top, keeping this case shut, and it's made of metal.
What is this?
You can do an investigation.
Uh, 20.
20. You start to look at it a little bit, and you can see that there's a way to move the different rings on top to unlock it, and then you kind of turn around and your hand brushes over some dust because it's been sitting there a while, and you can see that there's a metal plate that was welded onto this, and it's written in your native language, and it says you have the key to open this.
I asked him, where did you get this? Before I do anything, where'd you get this?
He's like, well, they did pay me to give it to you, and then they said I could tell you it was them.
Who was them?
He's like 2 other mousekin that said Nikolai would be coming through here looking for them.
Where were they named?
Nikolai's got like
Oh
this.
my god, that's such a long list of names I wrote down.
His
Where the heck
tail's
is
like
Nikolai's
50
parents'
different
names
crooks
now?
in it at this point, probably.
Were they named Nika and Rurik?
He's like, yup.
You met my parents?
They're passing through.
How long ago?
Fuck if I remember in a tavern.
Was it like 15 years ago?
He's like, did you hear the lizard folk? She's like, probably.
Okay. The only thing I have from my parents is the other little scroll case, so I'll,
Try that.
huh? Yeah, I'll hold my other scroll case up to it and see if it like fits in there or something with the parents' names and stuff.
You're gonna have to work at it. It's not. You're just starting to examine it, and you're just starting to barely put things together, and it's almost seems like an intricate puzzle.
I have that rock that has the rune on it. I pull that, look for that.
He looks over.
Well, he does that.
He looks back over at you, and he's like, "So, I'm guessing you don't know a horse's ass for your own kind."
I really don't.
Oh man.
I've only been exposed to one centaur my entire life.
I'll just keep it snapping on it.
Not kin from what I remember. She told me there's an island that centaurs come from, but I don't know much other than that.
He just kind of goes, "Oh." He's like, "Have you done your journey yet?"
No.
Well, you ain't getting there. He's like, all right. Centaurs that are born outside of the island, they are not permitted to enter the island unless they do the journey. In layman's terms, this means you have to go out in the world, you have to adventure, you have to discover yourself and your path before you gain entry into the island. Once you've journeyed, you've had adventures, which are very, very fun. You will gain the knowledge to actually enter the island. Think of it as the pod at the end of the rainbow. Not insulting any leprechauns here.
Are leprechauns real?
It's D&D,
They are a thing in D&D.
Once you fulfill that requirement, you're free to go to the island. But until you fulfill that requirement, you'll never find it. And, well, you're traveling with 3 foes here, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get you into plenty of trouble and adventures.
More than enough already.
Just menacing.
He's like, I actually left the Isle because I wanted to explore. And I got into all sorts of adventures, 20 years worth of adventures. Killed my fair share of things, and he points up to the chandelier of daggers and swords and other broken blades. He's like, oh, that's just a portion of the things that I've claimed as trophies. When you're looking around this tavern, you can see all these various trophies on the wall from his travels. Yeah?
Is that a thing you're supposed to do? You kill a thing, you keep a part of it?
Idly flicks part of a scalp hanging from my headdress.
He's like,
I just thought that was you being you.
He's like, oh, it's kind of like one of our things that we do.
Oh, interesting.
He's like, trust me, you haven't lived until you've had a cannibalistic goblin trying to chew off your face.
I think I might be able to have some sort of clue.
Someone may or may not have opened a book that they shouldn't have.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that.
What happened?
A book that you weren't supposed to... Isn't that rule 1 for you wizard kinds that, you know, do shit
Well, he's
with
not
your
a wizard.
fingers?
In training. We've discussed this.
Why don't you have to go to that school first?
I do. I'm not exactly sure where Willowfall is from here.
Do you know where Willowfall is?
He's like, he points on a map.
Oh.
You see like this map by the door, and you can see that there's various like dagger holes in it. You can see a few like wanted things there as well.
It is northwest from the outpost.
Ah.
We have the map right here.
You have the map.
You have the map.
Mongo
That's
doesn't.
too big to carry for me.
It's too big for him to carry, but he still does it.
I've only seen it like once, maybe twice.
So, do you have any questions? And you're delivering a package?
Yes. I got it from a messenger in Winemore. I don't remember her name outright, but this package I was supposed to deliver here to the outpost.
He just kind of smiles a bit. He's like, all right, let's have it.
Get it out of my locked pouch with the contract with it.
He takes the contract, looks at it, sets it down, takes the package from you gently, undoes it, opens it up, and the smell just hits you guys. It's like, and it just kind of like sounds oddly good to you, but it's kind of like if you took haggis and you pickled it.
That doesn't sound good.
That sounds like
Sounds like canned haggis, which I've had, and it is very bad.
sounds nasty.
Ooh.
Sounds disgusting.
What is that?
He's like, oh, it's a specialty. Not many people know how to make it, and I had it delivered.
Ah.
And you see the lizard folk. She's standing like a good 12 feet away, and she looks over at him, and she's like, you're sleeping in the guest room. He's like, you're a lizard folk. This should be a delicacy for you. And she's like, mm-mm. You come in the main room with that. I will cut you again. And he just kind of leans over on the table. He's like, I always like that kind of foreplay. And she just kind of rolls her eyes.
Is that
and
game you
walks
guys
off.
play?
And she's already walking off, and she's like, she goes over to the table and she's talking to a few patrons. Looking around at the various tables, you can see all patrons of different kinds. You can see a couple that are rogues. And what really stands out, you see a few people just staring at Scabbard. As he's standing there meekly at the bar top, oblivious to his surroundings. But you do see a few people scanning the room are watching him very closely.
That's Tom or
Nuts.
Mongo's being stared at.
no, Mongo sees that, or do we all see that?
You all see that.
Oh, okay.
He's oblivious, probably.
I'm gonna position my horse's side a little closer to Scav. Just kind of look out.
Yeah.
Couldn't help but notice a few people eyeing a brother there.
Yeah, I was like, what's up with that?
He looks around, he looks at your brother, and he's like, well, he's a gemstone kobold. The fuck you expecting?
I'm like over there
I don't understand.
touching the tip of one of the blade tables. This is interesting.
He's like, they're probably just wondering if he paid you to travel with him.
No.
Oh,
He's my brother.
Entirely oblivious, by the way.
We're
We're
from
family.
the same establishment.
oh, so he's one of those gemstone kobolds.
Ooh, what does that mean?
He's like, gemstone kobolds are born into riches and lush. They are pampered from the day they are born, and they are treated as such from the day they are born. Gemstone kobolds that are born outside of that are considered imperfections and oddities, and are
He is
highly
odd.
frowned upon.
What? denying that, brother?
He's just walking around oblivious to the world around him, poking random
Okay,
things.
oddity does kind of describe.
Hey, Scaff, come here.
Huh?
Come here, come here, Scaff.
Okay,
I mean, it does.
Are you gonna put him on a little harness and a leash?
Walking over.
Sit down next to
he's pissed us
Mongo
off more than a
and
few
listen to the
times.
man. He's got some
Okay.
information about you.
Like,
Huh.
judged by society.
Okay.
He looks at you and he's
Take
like,
a seat down. Pet
Apparently
Feisty.
I'm a different.
Feisty's sitting there, and
I know. But they say you're not
Feisty's
a real one
discovered that
because
there's like
you're just
basically
shorter
the
than
equivalent of a chum
regular
tray for
waxing.
familiars.
You're your own thing.
He's just kind of
Damn
picking through
right.
it, finding things that Feisty wants.
Random tasty bits.
Yeah. Anything that basically the kitchen is like just ends up in there.
For familiars and animal companions.
Yeah. And the guy looks at you, he's like, "You don't know shit either, do you?"
I have no idea what I am.
He's like, "All right, you don't get a free pass. That would be 10 gold."
Small price to pay for knowledge. Go ahead and pay it.
All right. He takes the gold, sets it off to the side. He's
I'll
like,
give
we
him
grew up in an
I'll give him
orphanage.
one of our gold since that's 10 gold.
he looks at the gold and he just seems to kind of look at it a little bit longer. You guys can roll an insight.
Ooh, you failed me, dice.
Oh, is that a 1?
No,
That's a 10.
10?
but it's very low.
22.
Total of 5. I'm playing with my scroll case to try to figure it out now.
13.
Not paying much attention.
Yeah, you're probably very Nikolai right now on that thing. You see him look over this coin, and he seems to know a lot more about this coin than most other people do. Like, he's seen it pass through here before. And he just kind of sets it off to the side, and you see it just kind of melt into the table. He's like, "You're a gemstone kobold.
I've heard of that before.
It means you're a special breed of kobold. Gemstone kobolds have positioned themselves in the world in a place of power. Essentially, think of gemstone kobolds as a high elf. And you hear in a high elf, "Hey, fuck you!" And it's from up top on the upper floor. And he's like, "Gemstone kobolds are born into privilege and proper and treated as such. Their eggs are pampered from when they are conceived. When they're hatched, they're given the best, their best teachers they can afford, best items they can afford, their own bodyguard service. And kobolds, gemstone kobolds that are not born into this are highly frowned upon and considered blights amongst the gemstone kobolds because they bring down the name of their kin."
Huh.
He's like,
I'm
"So
not paying
most
attention
people
to
in
my-
here that are eyeballing you either think you paid them to travel with you, or you're one of them. I suggest you take the first one and just run with it that you're paid for. It'll save you a lot of trouble."
Oh,
Huh.
we get to pretend to be his employee.
Oh God, that's terrifying.
What? Why?
I'm gonna take a glance around the room and see exactly how many people are staring.
Yeah.
I have no idea about this until just now.
Is my bell going off?
Mm-mm.
See. Not a brain fart. That's another 22.
What is math right now for you?
I am exhausted.
You look around and you see a few people here and there at various tables watching you, and you do see a group of kobold adventurers, and they're all looking at you. And the row just kind of motions a little bit, and they stop looking at you and go back to looking at their cards that they're playing with.
Ninja key.
Make
Those
sure
schematic
secure that pouch like containing all of our coins. Make sure it's like nice and secure. nudge Mongo. Make sure you keep your coin nice and secure.
He's like, the centaur pipes up. The nurse. He's like, last person that stole in here. Well, he made a nice cloak for a lizard folk.
Okay.
Good to know.
He's like, stealing in this tavern is the death penalty.
How do you find out?
Oh, you know, there's ways.
Just random curiosity. Are there any other rules like that that we should be aware of? You know,
Yeah.
don't do or die.
No, that's the most
Or
extreme one.
do and
Oh.
die.
Don't try to swindle people when the market opens up.
Never been a problem.
What do you mean by swindle people?
Don't try to... They're selling goods.
Uh-huh.
You can barter, but don't try to swindle them out of or sell something for what it's not worth or near.
Oh.
He's like, that's the other thing. Every morning, market opens up for 6 hours before people leave.
What time do they open up?
I just told you.
You said the morning. What time in the morning?
It's usually about 6 in the morning.
Okay. Basically what's on so it's on.
Yeah. He's like, well, I suppose you want a room for the night?
That would... Actually, we were going to ask about that.
How much does a room cost?
100 gold a night. But that's discounted because you're traveling with her. It's normally 250 gold.
Wow.
Yikes. We're not staying long. No offense.
That's a lot of money.
That
What do we
includes
get from it?
that includes the room, which is private. That also includes 3 meals a day. Also, it includes 1 drink in the morning, 1 drink in the afternoon, and 1 drink at the night of your choice.
Well, that's handy.
That's
It's a
not bad.
shame I can't have any of it.
Yeah, he's allergic to gold.
He looks over, he's like,
Where do you
actually, that's normal for gemstones.
Huh.
Really?
They
I had
can't
no idea.
stomach low quality alcohol for some reason. Actually, I did meet another gemstone kobold. He drank some high proof alcohol. It was dwarven alcohol. And he claimed he was some sort of drunken monk and he breathed fire. It was really interesting.
I want to breathe fire. How do you learn how to do that?
He's like,
I do remember having some sort of weird. What was it that Coin said it was? That elven
You had a wine.
wine.
Yeah, it was massively fucking expensive.
It was like 30 platinum just for a glass. It didn't do any damage to me.
Well, it didn't kill you, so you should be thankful for it.
It's kind of scary.
Oh, God,
tasted
you know
good.
what? A lot of the information our new friend here just said kind of makes a lot of sense.
So,
I will reach into the pouch I've been holding on with everyone's bank money and pull out 100 gold.
all right.
it was just,
Oh, we're deducting 100 out of the bank?
There is a really important thing we found while traveling, actually. We found that lockbox that had the things for the priests and
oh
such.
yeah, and that letter that was supposed to be for some queen or
You
from
brought the
some
letter,
queen?
but you left the lockbox in the cart.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
we found and overturned the cart that was attacked by some sort of weird, tiny little land shark things that basically buzzsawed there. Oh, what the hell just happened?
Your computer just crashed.
Oh, I got a blue screen. Okay.
Apparently, you're not the only one crashing today.
You just leave it until it
Bum, bum,
restarts.
bum, bum.
What in the hell is going on here? Hello.
Oh, so you've read into those little things. The kobolds and the goblins call them clips.
Clips.
They attack in a very lovely way, as nature told me. Well, showed me.
They're terrifying.
Carry a big mallet.
Big mallet.
Yes.
Not
Smash
even
them completely flat.
Not even our birds wanted to have anything to do with them.
Wait, I thought
Smash
you
it?
said that mallets would be bad.
I actually tested that. The bludgeoning actually didn't do anything to it at all.
Well, if your hammer is big enough, you simply smash it and it's no longer an issue.
Oh, I fucking was right.
I did learn something very interesting about them. They appear to be extremely susceptible to anything piercing, as well as anything that has to do with fire.
Oh, good fire. Okay, I'm good with that one.
Well, they are mostly made of fat, and fat burns, so...
Oh, that's interesting.
So, you're saying that these things are extremely flammable. What would happen if a large group of them were to be gathered up and lit ablaze?
He just kind of
fire.
And he motions in the air with his hand, and the lizard folk, she comes back over and she's like, "What?" He's like, "Tell him about the clips." And she just kind of laughs a bit, and she's like, "Oh, that story. Am I charging them?" And he's like, she's like, "Fuck." She's like, "So, we were doing the patrol around the facilities, and we got bombarded by these little shits. We had to close up the entire tavern for a day, tell the patrons not to leave the place because of the clips. They're a fucking blight, especially when you see a goblin riding one."
Wait, what?
The goblins ride these things?
Yeah, the cannibalistic ones. It's
So
further
they
up
can
that way. Don't worry about it.
Well,
And
that's interesting.
she's like, "Anyway, we're dealing with about 100 plus of these things. He got the idea. Let's go to the top floor on the roof and let's throw barrels at them." And we lit them all on fire. And unfortunately, we caught part of the forest on fire, and we had to hire a druid to fix that. He's like, "Druids." He's like, "Yeah." And she's like,
And fixed the forest once.
"Yeah, we ended up making more of a profit because it was a barbecue, essentially.
They're eatable?
They don't taste that bad.
If you're brave enough."
The birds enjoyed them.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, "Don't mind her. She's pampered. She's lost her ways of being a lizard folk." And she looks over and he's like, "I'm done."
How much does a story usually cost, miss?
She's like, "It depends on the story and how I'm feeling."
I give her one of our golds.
She takes the gold and she looks at it and she looks over at
I
him.
told it's worth 10. Thanks for the information.
Nikolai.
What? What?
But as you as you pass through this coin, and you can do a perception if you guys want.
Definitely gonna be doing that.
17.
And so it begins.
What?
15?
That's a 1.
To one? So as you go to smack Nikolai on the back of the head, you miss completely and you fall off the bar top. Hit the stool, barely catch yourself on the stool, and then fall off the stool and face plant right into the chum food.
Did you roll 1?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why I said, and so it begins.
And then as you open your mouth to gasp a bit from suddenly falling, your fear of falling. You're just starting to develop a fear of heights at this point. You inhale and you just get a bunch of the bottom of the barrel of the chum in your mouth. And you can feel somebody hit the back of your throat, and then you suddenly smell it as well.
Puffer, kobolds can eat anything, so.
Apparently these ones not so much.
They're fancy kobolds.
They're fancy kobolds. Only the fanciest of garbage.
The fanciest of garbage. This is 1-star trash. I asked for 5-star trash.
I'm gonna get up, wipe myself off. I'm gonna go. You think you can help me for a second?
But
I could.
for
Please.
Can I clean him up with a real quick? I don't know how.
you're fine.
Okay.
And for those of you that were looking around to see what was going on before he gloriously crashed, You hear a few people do laugh at him, but you see the people that were watching the coin be passed, they just kind of pause for a moment and just go back to what they were doing like they didn't see anything. And she just kind of sleight of hands the coin away.
Oh, okay. Huh.
She's like, don't show those off.
Well, how is somebody supposed to pay somebody with gold if they're not supposed to show them the gold?
Discreetly.
Those are special
I'm
coins.
small. It's as big as my hand.
Fair, fair. But still. You're smart. Use that brain of yours.
Perhaps it wouldn't be a bad idea if we got some of our hometown currency switched to the local.
Well, that's all I have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We give
So do you
very
want
simple.
a story or do you just want to bicker?
No, keep it. Continue on your story. Every time I do something, everybody yells at me.
Small-minded, I see.
Oh.
She just kind of smiles at me. She's like, all right, I'm going to embarrass the big boy over there. So, one of our first adventures, and one of his very first adventures, we were out and about. We had met up, and we weren't adventuring together at the time. We were just kind of, passerbys, and we happened to claim the same contract, which can happen if you're going to the Hunters Guild. If you both happen to touch the contract at the same time, you both claim the contract and you're stuck on it together. That happened.
That's pretty funny.
So, here we are, stuck on this contract together, in the middle of ass-kilt nowhere. And he's over there swooning over me, and I'm over here ignoring him. So, here we are, hunting down a couple of basilisks. Do you know what a basilisk is?
Have you ever heard of one?
Only in stories.
You can roll knowledge on that.
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what, wisdom? History?
History?
Yeah.
That'd be 18.
13.
17 for me.
You each know of this because Scabbard had brought a book home regarding weird creatures that interested him. You fell asleep during it, but you do understand what a basilisk is. It's a six-legged critter that wherever it basically looks at you or bites you, you turn to stone. Nasty little beasties. So, now you understand the gravity of hunting these things.
So they really turn you into some?
Yeah.
Oh.
Our dwarven friend lost both his legs that way.
Oh. Wow.
We had to gather all the pieces into a satchel, essentially, go back to town, hire a priest to basically de-stonify his legs, and then, course correct him because he didn't want to be any shorter. He already had a short temper.
Okay.
Oh, and he was out of ale.
Oh, that could probably make him a little temperamental.
Why is it that every dwarf we come across, they're always angry?
Buy them a good drink. They won't be angry anymore.
Okay. Let's buy a dwarf a drink.
But don't be a centaur and get one too drunk.
What?
You'll have to tell me that story sometime.
So, going through a cave system, eventually get to an opening to this cave. We go out, and he falls down the side of a mountain. 120 feet down the mountain, head over foot.
Overfoot.
Yep. And he just kind of standing there like...
I'm just picturing a centaur cartwheeling down a mountain. Like this poor, unfortunate bastard. Wow.
I figured you get a
That is
chill
the
up your spine at
funniest
the
mental
120
image.
foot fall.
He's like, she's just sitting there, and she's like, on the plus side, he found the basilisk, landed on top of the thing, began to wrestle with it and ride it around. Don't.
What?
She's like, This is the
I
biggest.
guess if you're wrestling with it, it's not looking at you too much from the backside, so I guess that works.
This was the biggest basilisk I've ever seen. I swear, a dragon would be ashamed of this thing.
Trying to get that mental image, and it's just not quite working, and now it's starting to hurt.
I just picture like all four legs just like wrapped like this and just hitting it on top of the head. That is the weirdest mental image ever. Why, brain? Why are we going there today? Okay.
She's like, well, the rest of us had the right mind to take the magic carpet down. We gathered all his things on the way down. Eventually got down to him. He had rustled it to the ground and exhausted it. The dwarf tried to actually approach this thing, thinking it was defeated. Thing lashed out. Gone were his 2 legs.
Oh.
Dang.
One swift bite. Legless dwarf. Dwarf proceeded to basically work its way through its head at that point. Then proceeded to cut the basilisk open and reclaim his legs.
That's one tough dwarf.
That is one determined dwarf.
Never
That is a
underestimate the
dwarf
power
just
of
digging a
angry.
hole.
Through a basilisk.
Very dangerous over short distances.
But to them, aren't all distances short? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm in the same category there. So are you.
Then you have Nikolai over there.
Sit there and look up to both of you.
So, eventually reclaimed his legs. Very short-tempered at the situation. Gave the nickname Stump.
So it just bit off his legs. It didn't turn them into stone and they got broke.
Oh no, they were turned to stone, and then they were snapped off.
Oh. I guess it didn't hurt then.
No.
Or does it hurt?
I imagine that probably hurts quite a lot.
She's like, I don't want to find out.
I would assume you would feel everything solidifying.
Yeah, probably. That would suck.
Would probably be very painful.
Yeah, probably.
And you just feel
But if-
massive heaviness and pain. The
Yeah,
pain
probably.
does not stop.
Can it also be possible you just don't feel anything at all and just have
From that
phantom
point on,
pains?
yeah, maybe.
The contemplations of what does it feel like to have your legs broken off.
When they're
No,
stoned.
I don't want to find out.
So the centaur, he sits down. Gunnar, he sits down a key, slides it over to you guys for your room.
Grab the key.
And it has L3, room 24 on it.
Oh, right. The whole conversation that spurred on this whole entire storytelling escapade. I take out the
I asked
letter.
her to tell her the story.
A letter that had the information about the priests and such that were heading to the capital.
You didn't have the letter.
Oh,
He has the letter.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have a letter that needs to be sent.
What?
We came across a forcefully out of service
Already mentioned.
party
Yeah,
of
We already went
messengers.
over all of that.
And found a few things that look rather important that somebody may need. And we were wondering if there's who could deliver that for us.
He's like, yep.
Wait, who has the ring?
Oh, do you have it? Aren't you trying to like identify this stuff?
I mean, I was the one that found it. It would have been left on the cart.
Yeah, it's all in the cart.
Oh, okay.
The only thing
So-
that wasn't left on the cart was the letter.
Yep.
But it was meant to be taken to the capital and was unfortunately never made it.
He
there.
just kind of laughs. Pity the poor fuck that goes that direction of the capital.
What's
Oh,
going
see,
on?
that's not good. That makes it sound like it's going to be expensive.
Oh,
to get
I
this
don't
shit
know.
done.
Maybe the contract that we picked up from a certain fire ganassi who is now a beheaded body
the
on a
centaur,
sword.
The centaur's like, Well, that's a story.
Well, supposedly there's some weird creeps going about attacking
Kids.
people that are apparently children.
Well, this place is warded. Nothing to worry about. So, if you're going to the capital, don't recommend it. If you're going by airship, prepare to pay double.
How much does that cost?
If you're asking, you don't know, and you can't afford it.
That's fair.
I don't know about that.
Nikolai?
What?
I sense Nikolai getting flicked on the ear once again.
Well, is there a hunter's guild here? We may have need for work.
Yep.
Hmm.
If you go down the right wing, make a left. Before you get to the courtyard, there is a hunter guild outpost room.
Any other guilds of importance?
Well, there's the Rogues Guild as well. There's also the Mages
What's
Guild.
that?
Rogues Guild, what is that?
They kind of lurk in the shadows and go about their own business. They're the city's Rogues Guild.
Ah, those types. I've met one before. She was kind of scary.
Might have to. So you said mage?
Yes, there's a small mage place here too. Mages stop in, trade things, talk amongst each other, and then eventually go where they need to go. If it's to the school, they go to the school. If not, they go about their
School?
way.
The one in Whitefall.
Yes.
Oh, you can't go to the capital right now, I guess.
Yeah. Adolescent green dragons are a huge problem.
So that's
Sorry,
what's
what?
going on. Green dragons?
Yeah, one happened to kind of wake up and decide to cause problems. They came over knocking, hey, you want to help with this? I'm like, no, I'm retired.
Huh.
Like, how many green dragons?
It's one.
Oh,
From everything I've heard, once enough.
yeah, probably. Okay. So we can't go to Casil, which is the last place. Well, do you know where my parents went after they left?
He's like, nope. They also paid me not to say shit. Just what I gave you.
Huh.
Oh.
Well, if we can't make it to Casil,
Whitefall it is.
Whitefall?
Willowfall,
Willow.
Willowfall.
which is in the direction of Casil.
Oh, it's not
He looks-
at Casil.
He looks over at you. You got any questions or any queries or anything?
Is it still safe
I
at
don't.
Willowfall?
I'm just basically the mule at this point. I'm the Pony Express for this group.
That is not true.
You are extremely valuable to this group.
Yes.
He just kind of looks at you and he's like, you three,
Yeah.
fuck off to the room. I want
What's
to
up?
talk.
Away with that, Steve.
Okay.
He just kind of turns his attention and he's like, Pony Express, you say? He's like, you're a centaur. You're bred for adventure and
So, yeah,
creating your
I
own
guess
path.
Willowfall is still safe to go to.
So-
I've been told this, but when it comes to wanting to go out and venture and stretch my legs, I can never do that by myself. I'm tagged along with, I'm brought into things to do that I don't want to do at all.
Well, that's part of being an adventurer. You have people tag along with you, and you're forced to do things. I've done many things for her that I don't want to deal with. It kind of goes both ways. Have you explored any ruins or interesting caverns?
No, I prefer staying in forest and areas where I can see versus areas to where I can't.
I might have a gift for you. I'll have to look and see if I still have it laying about. But I might have a gift for you that you'll find very useful. Get back to me in the morning. you might actually find this gift very useful and quite handy for going out and seeing the world. I know I found it very interesting and handy when I had it.
Okay.
If your siblings, as you call them at one point, want to adventure, go along with it. You might find something interesting along the way. If one of them wants to go along with you, same thing. They could be a valuable ally. If anything, you can throw them at the enemy and run away.
They had a outrun a bear method.
Surprised she can actually throw all of us.
Yeah. Yeet!
I didn't
Could throw
have one.
Nikolai the furthest.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, find your adventuring legs, have fun with it, and maybe you might see my grandmother still kicking around the aisle when you get there.
What is her name so I can remember it?
Grizzlin.
Grizzly?
Grizzlin.
Grizzlin.
Huh?
His claw stuck.
Nope, he was just comfy. My grandma taught me a lot about adventuring. She was a barbarian. Bear totem.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, those are the ones you don't
Centaur,
fuck with.
barbarian, a bear totem. 10 feet tall. I don't want to know.
Very strong centaur. Holy shit.
Very disturbing.
That's seems a bit intimidating.
Yeah, when she got angry because people didn't like her cooking, you didn't want to be on the same side of the island as her.
Wow.
Understood.
She's picked up trees and throwing them at people.
The worst I've done was impale something with a thorny whip and just pull their body apart.
That's fun!
I did that to one of the clips, as y'all call them.
Yeah, the little shark things.
Yeah, it was interesting to see how cannibalistic those things are with each other.
Have you ever met a stone giant yet? I once took a sword and swung it up. I missed my mark, but I caught his balls.
Ooh.
Was the worst shower I've ever had.
I can imagine.
Out of character.
Well, we're not there, so.
Yeah. Who is more pissed?
The mental image of that.
Oh.
I'm trying to visualize what kind of fluid showered Gunnar at this point.
There's no good answer to
There's
that.
not. There's not. There's really not.
There's
It's like when you
absolutely no
mix
positive answer
ketchup
to
and
that.
mustard or ketchup and mayonnaise together.
Oh, look! It looks like
I guess
white,
depends on how long it's been for the giant, right?
white silly string. All right. So he gets mixing a few things. He gets some strawberries. He gets some sort of like stuff that kind of smells a bit bitter. He gets a few other things. Gets like a dwarven rum. He gets a few elven things, and he mixes this drink and he slides it over to you.
I will take it and try it curiously.
You take a drink of it, and it's sweet at the front, almost like a fruit salad up front, but liquid form, and then the just pure alcohol hits towards the end,
Oh boy.
and you're just like, oh. I need you to roll a con check.
I figured that was coming. I was waiting on that. That's a 17.
Yeah, it hits you, but you're just like, okay.
I'm a little warm and somewhat wobbly.
And he just looks at it and he just pats you on the shoulder. It's this massive hand patting you, and he's like, oh, that's a drink from the homelands.
It is really good. It's definitely stronger than what I'm used to.
And as the alcohol starts to fade, it goes back to that like fruity sweetness again.
Can you set up your identify?
He's like, I'll let you get to resting. You look a bit tired. We can
Maybe
talk more
you'll-
tomorrow.
You can tell me something
Of
about it.
course.
He's like,
I'm actually
don't tell the
gonna
others.
go-
First night's on the
I'm gonna
house.
Take a look at the
And you hear
Hunter's Guild.
the
Don't.
his
I'm not
other
gonna-
half. She's like,
anything.
really?
I'm surprised you're telling me that.
He's
But
like,
don't worry, I will not touch anything. I'm just
Thank
gonna
you,
go
Connor.
ahead and
You've
scope
been
out
more
the
than
area
kind
and
to
see what
us.
type of work is
And he just
available,
kinda bows
learn
his
a
head a
little
little
bit
bit. He's
more about
like-
the area.
break it, go
Look
and
up the
catch up
feisty.
with him.
Feisty. Make sure he doesn't touch a contract.
And I will go catch up to the brothers.
So, as you guys head upstairs to find the room, you're heading down the hallways. They're actually fairly wide. And
Mhm.
you can tell that they're designed wide enough and large enough because, you know, the tavern owner probably has to come up this way sometimes. But they're not as big as you would think to suit him. You're thinking that his other half probably comes up here and she deals with everything. That he mainly mans that and she handles the other facilities.
Like he could fit up here if it needed to, but he doesn't.
Yeah. So, you guys eventually start to get to the room, and you feel, as you're getting closer, you hear the gentle clops of feet behind you on the very soft carpet. And there's lanterns along the actual way, and they're just kind of self-illuminating.
Mm-hmm. Look behind.
And you see Cayenne coming up the stairs.
Oh.
And Cayenne, you get to the top of the stairs, and you pause for a moment, and you look to your right, and you see something come up, and you see like these grates open, and you see a couple of gnomes walk out, and you're realizing it's basically a gnomish invention, which is an elevator.
Huh. I'm more so confused at this. Like, front legs just kind of deer in headlights, like, what?
Like, what is that?
Yep.
And then one of the gnomes looks at you, and they're like, "Are you okay?"
Am I hallucinating?
The gnomes look to each other, and they just kind of poke each other, and then like, you can tell they're siblings, and like, "No,
What is that?
we call it an up and down. If there's more floors, it's up, 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 down, 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 down."
Okay. It's interesting. I have never seen one before.
Oh, you get in and you designate with the switch where you want to go, and it'll take you there, and you don't have to walk up the stairs.
It's really cool.
You're like, "Well, sorry if we startled you," and they just kind of head off. And you see these two gnomes, and you can see at the very end of the hall there's like a lantern inside this room, and you see the gates close on it, and it goes down. And the gnomes just turn and go into a room.
How far away is this?
It's at the very end of the hall.
That was a little-
You're at the opposite end of the hall, basically.
About how far?
Probably about 60 feet.
Okay. I want to go over and check out this thing.
And I'm gonna make my way to the room.
And we lost
What was that?
for a few days.
I thought you'd be more interested in the scroll.
Well, yeah, I was just going to check it out. I was like, look at it. I was like,
You get over to it, and you see there's a gate there in a way preventing you from going any further. And you see cables in the middle going down to the next floor.
oh, that's neat. Like, how big is the space?
It's big enough to fit Cayenne easily and the whole party in there.
Oh,
It's big enough to basically fit a 8-person adventuring party in there comfortably.
Oh shit.
that's really cool. All right. Okay.
You head back over.
Yeah, I just wanted to check it out. Anything mechanical is fascinating to Nikolai.
All right, so you guys head into the room, right?
Yep.
All right.
Me and Mongo had started talking about doing the identify to maybe get some information about this thing. Maybe tell me what the solution is, maybe by chance. I don't know.
Okay.
spoke with them about the possibility of leaving and learning a little bit more about the area by checking out the Hunters Guild, see what they have to know to say, what types of jobs are available to pick up.
Okay. So you have plenty of stuff to do the next day. So you head into the room, and once you head into the room, you hear like a whoosh, and you just see light just come across the room, and you see various lanterns just light up instantly. And you can see that this room goes inward, and then there's this large open like area. And you can see this massive table in the middle. I bet they could fit at least 4 to 6 people.
That's cool.
And you can see like almost like a pulley system like you saw before in the center of the table where the table is, and you can see a rolled up scroll there. And going past that, you can see that there's these heavy drapes pulled open, and you can see a large bed there, like almost like a California king size bed.
Going for it.
And then you see there's actual like stairs going up to the next floor. Then there's a balcony upstairs.
Holy smokes! This is a freaking suite. It's not a room.
It's a double-story room. And you can see that there's a bathroom on this side and a bathroom on this side. But you haven't investigated upstairs yet. This is just what you can see from the entryway, and you can see basically fur-skinned animals that have been like turned into carpets laying on the ground, nice and lush, and you can see all the chairs.
Wow.
And you can see like there's actually
as one with fur. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
you walk in, you're not sure about it, and then it's really soft on your feet. It's like luxurious on your feet.
Still going for the bed. Right in the middle of it, taking up as much room as possible.
You see him go for the bed that's on the entry level, and you realize that would probably be the best bed for you.
Fine. I'll go upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, when you go to the bed, there's like 2 windows on either side of it that look outward, but you go upstairs and you can see that there's actually 3 more beds upstairs, and there's actually between the beds there's the same kind of actual windows. Then on either side of the window are actually bookshelves with various books and things in them.
Ooh, books.
But you can see, looking down, it's kind of like a square shape. You can see the pulley system in the middle of the table, and you can see down at the table as well. And the fireplace is just casting light across, but there's lanterns throughout the place to keep it illuminated.
Really neat place. And look at the bathroom. It's like, you know, I thought of missing Augie. I wish I could, like, if it would have been a nice tub for her.
Yeah, they're actually really nice tubs. They're actually quite deep. They're fairly deep. And you see like this little tiny little thing next to it, and you go over and investigate it, and it's a small folk sized tub.
I'm gonna go and check out the balcony and see what I can see from that area.
You go upstairs. You hear Scabbard come up the stairs, the little tipper taps of his little claws. And you go over to the window and you look out it because the curtains are pulled open. And you can see out into the forest. The moonlight starting to come through as you've been downstairs for a while, and darkness rolled in.
It's not a bad place. A little bit pricey, but I don't know.
Actually. So we're going to do the identify Mongo?
Oh, fine. Just getting comfy.
It's something that my parents left for me specifically.
I know, that's why we're doing it.
So
Thank
Mongo,
you.
as you're there on the bed, you see the bed indent a little bit, and you feel something grab your cloak and just fling you off. And Feisty standing at the foot of the bed and just kind of growls at you. And then looks up in your direction, Cayenne.
Okay, I distinctly remember us getting you a hat that you were going to use as a bed.
To be fair, that bed would actually be much better for our sister.
You look up and you see Scabbard's head sticking out between 2 bars. Do an investigation for me, Scav.
If he takes that bed, I'll just sleep on the balcony. I prefer being far away.
look around upstairs, Gav, and the beds upstairs are, well, they're not as big. They're fairly big, and they're just as luxurious as the one downstairs. Oh, and you spot the books, and you know Mongo's weakness.
Mongo, that bed would actually be much better for Cayenne, but I think I found one a little bit more suited towards you. There's a bed over here that's just as luxurious, but it has its own little private library next to it.
There's lots of books.
A lot of books. It's like
Ooh.
right up both of your alleys.
Yeah.
Want to go do it in the library?
Wow.
Not like that.
What?
All right, I'll go check out the new library.
Yeah, you go upstairs and you do see the the thin bookshelves lining each window, and you can see there's a bed there, and a bed there, and there's a table on the other side of the beds as well.
While you're casting the spell, I will look at the books.
While you do that, I'm gonna go take a bath. And I'm gonna go get cleaned up. Probably the first bath we've had since we left the other town.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, is it good to leave him alone now that he's like something special?
Special is the right word for it.
So the helmet that we made for him, are we going to have to get a bigger one? Because I'm pretty sure, knowing what he just found out, he's going to need another size or two larger.
Should somebody go with him?
He doesn't have to go anywhere. It's in the room.
No,
just a
like,
private
if
room.
he's like going to go to the Hunter's Guild.
Oh, it's probably that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It was just
not
a
going
thought.
tonight.
Well, I mean, keeping him supervised is never a bad idea.
Who's gonna go with him to be his minion? Okay.
It's actually really funny.
Yeah.
Nah, Scaver doesn't have an ego like that. Though.
Mongo, roll a con for me.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. What?
5.
As you're kind of standing there you go upstairs and you're looking around, you see the books, you see the open area where you can do your stuff, your stomach just starts growling. Just like a very angry feisty.
Tell you what, let's do the spell after we get something.
Something for what? What do you need?
Dinner.
Oh.
Hell, even you heard that, Cayenne, from where you're at.
Okay. Well, this place includes food. So, yeah. Okay. Let's go get
Yeah.
dinner.
You can do an investigation for me.
Should probably get cleaned up
18.
first.
18. You climb up the actual. You're kind of heading for the door to go get food, and you kind of look over at the table, and you go over to it and investigate it. The one that has like the pulley in the middle,
Mhm.
and you see the scroll rolled up next to it, and you open it up, and it's an ordering menu. And you see a piece of parchment next to it that's blank, and you can
Huh.
see that it's an actual like menu.
Well, that's kind of cool.
This should be fun.
What?
Come in.
Okay, I'll get back out of my machine. What? I thought you were hungry.
I don't think we actually have to leave to eat.
Well, yes, Cav has some. Oh. You can just order food? That's cool.
Hold up the blank one.
Ah, that's interesting. What's on the menu?
Shokai too.
Yeah, you see an option for a fruit salad on there, with some fish as well.
Order something that sounds delicious.
Okay, so you guys put in an order. Do you put the blank parchment on the thing?
Just don't get grapes.
I don't get grapes.
Grapes are highly
What?
toxic.
What does Scout
Really?
want? I know he's
Yeah,
busy.
they
He
actually
could
are.
be in there for a minute.
Scav, what do you want to eat?
Something fish related. I have not had good fish in a while. I'm gonna get cleaned up, and I close the bathroom door.
Find the something fish related.
Okay. What is Nikolai looking for?
I really don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to stay away from the trope of cheese.
All right. And so you basically each. Are you going for the salad?
Yeah, like a strawberry like fruit salad.
Okay. We'll just say you guys put it in order. So do you put the scroll on the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you put the scroll in there, and the thing starts moving, and it goes down, and the table closes, and you just hear it.
How fast does it move?
It's very fast.
I was like seriously thinking, I'm going to jump on it and see how this thing works.
But it
How
just
did
seems to.
Nikolai die?
Curiosity.
He got turned into dinner.
There would be a fight in that kitchen.
A cake was like, "Oh, I'm surprised by my dinner."
Think of the freshness.
The freshness, and it's plump too. It's been very well seasoned.
It's a little greasy.
Yeah. So while you're waiting for food, what are you doing? I'm sure Cayenne's just like flopping over.
Yeah, she'd be on the balcony and most likely in her pouch of giggles for a little bit.
I'm going to work on the scroll case for now.
Yeah, you're looking at the scroll case trying to figure this out.
Meditate on the balcony.
You're enjoying your bath.
Probably swimming in that massive bathtub.
Oh yeah, it's like a good, big enough for like Cayenne to stand in it
You
and
just
come up to her waist.
see Scav like a baby gator just very slowly
Just
in a
moving around.
circle.
Yeah, kobolds love to swim.
What about you, Mungo?
I'll probably be starting to that identify.
Okay. On his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you also have the rings. We have to go get that stuff.
Roll an Arcana.
Oh, so I guess I'm not working on it.
Yeah, because he's trying to identify it.
He's trying to identify
You're probably
it.
trying to help him.
Yeah, I'll try to help him if there's any way I can help him.
7.
Nice.
Can't try to help him.
So the hour goes by while you're waiting for food, and you work on trying to identify this, and you finish the identify spell, and it goes off, and something unexpected happens. You see the case kind of shake a little bit, and you kind of like where you should have that thought come into your head of it. It's just a sudden sharp pain of 6 points of psychic damage.
Dang!
Cow?
Dang! Just needle to the brain.
Yeah. I assume before that, though, because of the few nights of travel, we did long rest.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
Yeah, probably should click that.
you would have had plenty of long rests. Except for you being scared of the fucking tree by a badger.
those badgers don't give a damn about anything.
But yeah,
Legitimately
Honey
scared.
badger don't
you,
care.
you take 6 points of psychic damage.
Ow.
That would suck. It'd be like the world's worst migraine.
Yeah.
But you only have, what, 20 some odd hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few less right now.
A wizard with a high amount of hit points is terrifying.
I'm looking here at my 16.
Which is really weird. You should have way more than that.
I'm only level 2.
Yeah, but artificers, their core is constitution.
So yeah, do as that as you please.
Oh, fuck. Ow.
Yeah,
Oh.
and it's wisdom, actually, not
Oh.
constitution.
Constitution is
Really got you go to that fucking school.
Mhm.
Oh.
Magical your proficiency.
Oh, I'm just hungry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Well, you can deliver the bad news to him.
What's wrong?
Ow.
What?
You can do a knowledge on that if you want.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, it's like, do I think the spell just didn't work, like I screwed it up again?
Or the thing is
do I
warded.
think that it has something protecting it against identify?
You can do a roll on that.
Said intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
17?
17. You think about it for a moment past the splitting migraine that has formed, and you realize that thing's fucking protected. that
Right.
Nikolai's more than likely going to have to figure out the puzzle.
Yeah, I can't help.
Why,
Try
what's
sticking
wrong?
the thing in there and work it out. Oh. So, apparently, that's the thing that can happen.
What?
Every day I learn something new. Apparently, you can put some sort of magic whammy on things, and when you try to do the thing I just tried, it will bounce back and hurt like a motherfucker.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Not so loud. Oh, fuck.
Huh.
I've got to learn how to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Takes out a fucking parchment.
Make a note.
Another
Making
note
notes.
is fucking as long as he is.
It looks like a Christmas list. So, Nikolai,
Yeah.
are you going to be working on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure it out.
Okay.
Just
So-
sit there.
Buck, while I'm waiting, I might as well try figuring out my scroll case.
Yeah. As you're working on that, you hear something that's kind of a mechanical sound, and you think Nikolai's working on something, and you hear a ding from downstairs.
Shake the thing that I'm working on.
Nope.
Nope. Oh. Look over the balcony, see where the ding was.
You look over the balcony, and you see where the center part was. It has come back up, and you see various plates of food there.
Oh! Oh, I fucking knew it. See? Nikolai, look!
What? Look.
You look down, and you see what he's...
Oh, wow. Wow. That's a lot of food.
Question.
Yeah?
Do the bathrooms have robes in them?
Yeah.
Totally gonna Ferris Bueller walk out with the robe on. Like,
You walk out, and you smell food.
huh. Smells good.
Cool.
You begin to get the dishes out, and Nikolai, you actually have like almost it's like a pasty,
Mhm.
but as you start, it's your size too.
Oh, okay.
And as you bite into it, a bunch of cheese comes out, and then there's like
Okay.
pepperoni and like other cured
And
meats.
sausages and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, you got a fucking calzone.
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Sweet.
yeah, and there's like a little side salad with it.
Did Cayenne said she's went to the balcony to hang out, right?
Yeah.
Is it on the way so we can tell her that the food's on? The food's here?
It's in the middle, almost like towards the front of the room. The balcony's on the other side.
Oh, okay. We'll head down there to tell Cayenne the food's ready.
You kind of look at your food and you're really excited, Mongo. It's you're just kind of like, ooh. So it's like this really thick sausage, and it's been grilled really well. And then you see like some mashed potatoes with like little chunks of actual potato in it, and rosemary, and you can see butter sitting on the top in a pool of like a brown gravy as well. And you can see like broccoli on the side and little bits of like what looked like to be cheese stuck to it.
Fucking want that.
Sounds pretty fucking good.
Make my way downstairs.
You are downstairs.
Oh, I
Something
thought you
downstairs.
left the bathroom from the upper area.
No, it's on the ground level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Walk over and... Huh. That smells really good.
And for you, it's kind of like a small, personal-sized, like kind of calzone as well. But when you bite into it, there's like salted sardines and things in it as well.
Ooh, that's weird.
But then there's also like olives and other vegetables mixed into it with cheese.
Fishy calzone. All right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Eat the food.
So you go get Cayenne?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He comes out and lets you know food's here.
Go in there and go get my salad and go back out to eat and meditate again.
Yeah, you're looking at your salad, and it's like these giant leafy grains, and then you see like strawberries that are like the size of Nikolai that have been cut up. And there's actual nuts mixed in as well. They're
That's a giant strawberry.
Gee, that's a strawberry? Not like a weirdly shaped fantasy melon?
that's not a strawberry, that's a jumbo berry.
That's a mega berry.
What? Casting in large reduce on food is a thing.
Yeah, it actually is a valid thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You enlarge food, and then 10 minutes later, it's like the Chinese food. 2 hours later, you're hungry again.
That classic trope.
Oh.
Hey, Pudgy.
eat like a king for 10 minutes, feel stuffed, and then suddenly feel hungry again.
Imagine if that was the drawback of Hero's Feast. So, back to working on that.
Yeah.
I need you to roll me 6 tinkering checks
Okay.
and 3 knowledge checks
Okay. 16 checks, $3 checks. Okay.
and 2 history checks. Please message this to me.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to write that down first because that was a lot. So give me a moment here.
While he's doing Nikolai things, what are the rest of you doing?
I'll walk over to the little mini library and see if I can't find any books on the local flora, fauna, and stuff like that.
Okay, you can do an investigation on it. You're enjoying your contemplating what you were told, meditating.
6 tinkering, you said?
Meditating to see if I hear any, like, calling out from the mushroom.
16.
All right.
Or the rest of the numbers?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I've already my
6,
brains
3,
are moving.
2.
There you go.
6
3
tinkering,
knowledge.
3 knowledge, 2 history.
Okay.
Damn. Well, you're not really thinking of anything else at the moment, I don't think.
Mongo's just working on his fucking Rubik's Cube scroll case.
Alrighty.
You managed to line up 2 runes, and then as soon as you move it in, you disalign it, and you can't seem to get it back now.
For fuck's sakes.
Since you gave me all these dice, which one should I use?
I don't know, all of them. Go ahead and roll a nature.
Oh, that was a 16.
Okay. You go through the bookshelf, and a lot of them are the same things that you're used to.
21.
21?
Mhm.
You kind of space out a little bit, and you're just kind of mindlessly eating the fruit.
Did you just roll 1?
And it seems
Which
to
is why
get
I'm not rolling anymore.
unfamiliarly dark.
Use the digital dice.
Like the moons are out. You can see the moons in their trail. But it just seems to fade away, and you hear almost like an earth shattering, like rumbling and noise. And you kind of look around a bit, and you pan the horizon, and as soon as you look back in front of you, this giant mushroom has climbed up the side of the balcony and is face to face with you. And it just leans forward, and you can just almost nose to nose with it. It just tells you, discover what's in the deep. And then as you kind of shake your head a little bit, there's nothing there. But you can see some slime coming off of the actual balcony from where it had touched.
I'll take a sample of that.
All right.
Put that in one of the vials that I've got.
Yep. Your little mushroom is just walking across there. The little glowstone.
Is it affected by the slime at all?
Mm-mm. The one in the jars is like, tink, tink, tink. It wants out.
But you stink.
I will allow the stink shroom to get out, and hopefully it won't burst any of its oils.
You let it out, and it's been kind of cooped up in there, and it kind of smells like the one time where Scabbard was doing a lot of sewer cleaning for a week and didn't bathe the entire time.
Oof.
And Augie forced him to take a bath.
Why do I just see Scav going flying and leaving a trail of like green smoke?
He is the smelliest of bums. But yeah, do with that knowledge as you will.
The smelliest of bombs.
I'll let the little stink shroom just chill on the balcony railing for a little bit.
He's enjoying it. He had stolen a piece of the strawberry from you, and he's like holding it. You can see where he's holding it. The strawberry is starting to rot, and as he takes a bite, it just rots around where he bites off of it. From just this sheer...
This is an awesome mushroom we created.
Just gonna leave the bowl of what leftovers are from my salad on the balcony for both shrooms to share.
Oh, I so hope you meet my druid if it ever pops.
So I have a question for you there, boss.
Okay.
You say knowledge, that's not an actual skill, so that means I can pick any intelligence-related skill I wish.
Wisdom.
Wisdom? So, wisdom check. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wisdom. Yeah. Head back
One of
inside.
your, close proficiency?
It's warming
Yeah,
up
that's
during the
true.
day. It's still fairly cold
It's
at night.
Intelligence and
You know they'll probably
Constitution.
make their way in, and you just kind of do see that. Well, there's these double doors to go out. There are smaller double doors for small people. If you want, you can roll a nature to try to teach them how to use the doors.
That's what I will do. Didn't go the best at an 8.
An 8. While the stink shroom, you're like, you get in the jar and the other one will roll you in. You stay in that. You kind of actually get it somewhat across to both of them. So, there you go. Mongo. Moving on. Scout, what are you doing?
Well, an interesting idea has come to mind.
Oh god, we're all doomed.
I'm gonna tinker with my my wrist shot, the little wrist mounted slingshot. I'm gonna see if I can't make like a little mini grappling hook for that.
Okay. Roll all those tinkering checks.
How many do you want?
Let me roll a d20 and see how many I want.
Oh fuck!
I'm just kidding. How many hours are you going to put into it?
Probably the rest of the night.
Okay, roll me a solid 2 or 3 because you're pretty tired. No pun intended. Mongo, what do you do, bud?
All right, I will take it.
Mm-hmm. You hear humph.
21, 15, and 24.
Okay. Yeah, you start to disassemble it, and you actually start to figure out ways to actually improve on it, learning things, applying what you've learned from Nikolai. But you're gonna have to get some things in tomorrow to basically do the advancements in the marketplace that apparently opens up. Would be a good place to look.
Okay.
Gonna hold the thing up to Humphrey and ask if he's got any ideas.
You just feel a sneeze on your head.
Really?
What are you doing?
She's
I
fidgeting.
sent you the results.
She keeps hitting the backdrop.
Okay. So you eventually do just pass out on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you flop over on the bed and you sink a little bit, and it's like sinking into almost what you're used to for nature equivalent is piling up a bunch of leaves and flopping over on it. You just kind of sink a little bit, and it's really cozy. And you don't really mind too much. It's nice. It's a nice bed, and you welcome it for once. Nikolai.
Yes.
As your siblings begin to pass out, except for the tinkering off on another bed of scabbard,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of getting a little frustrated with this project. You're determined. Your tail crooks, uncrooks, crooks, recrooks.
Yeah,
as you make progress.
I'm doing this until I pass out.
Yep. You
Or
compare
open
the
it.
you compare the thing you had before, and you kind of start looking over various things, and you find something on it, and you kind of push on it, kind of slides, and it slides in. And the scroll case that your parents had given you initially, it unfolds, and you see all of these various tools. And you can see the top part is a ring within a ring. And you kind of hold it up a little bit, and you using your hand to examine it because you're creating light. And you kind of move the ring a little bit, and you can see that the light is hitting the ring, going through the next ring, and hitting the ground, and it's creating a symbol. And you move the ring, and it creates another symbol. You start to move the ring in different directions, and you're seeing this as some sort of codex.
Oh, neat.
And you can see how much ingenuity went into this, that your parents were very, very cautious about leaving you things, so that if other people found them, they wouldn't stumble on them unless they started getting the actual puzzle pieces.
Oh, okay.
So you begin to write down the codex. not exactly the codex, but you start to look for the symbols and figure them out. And you spend hours at this, and you hear Longo snoring a little bit.
Yeah.
And you hear Cayenne rustling around a little bit. Scabbard is face down in his work.
Do I have any more coffee beans?
Probably not at this point. You've had to use them on watch.
All right, I'm going to struggle to stay up until I figure it out or pass out.
Yep.
I will
So-
take exhaustion if I need to.
So as the night carries on,
Yikes.
you're sitting there and you're working on this, and you're using the various tools to basically change actual symbols on the new case. To move things, you finding that you can move them and modify them. And eventually you get it, and it clicks. And you,
I will yell at yes.
for those in the vicinity, you can roll a con to stay asleep.
Ew.
15.
You kind of roll over and go back to sleep. You're
6.
out. You instantly wake up and you kind of like drop your puzzle, and you look over and you see like the little flame from Nikolai, and he's just jumping up and down ecstatic for once.
A eureka moment.
For a pillow that I'm not using and launch it at him.
That's dangerous. I'm holding fire in my hand.
I'm half fucking asleep. I'm not putting that much thought into it.
Roll a dex at disadvantage.
I'm not even paying attention. I'm like, I got it. It's like, yes.
Him or me?
Yes.
You. What was that?
5.
5? Scab, roll a con at disadvantage for me.
You got pegged with the bill.
Natural 20.
You hit Scab, and parts of his whatever he was working on go scattering across the floor, and you realize what you did, but he's still snoring.
Does it make enough noise to distract me?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
You're-
he made paw
I
the
got it, I
pillow
got it.
back.
Okay.
What the fuck?
And you just
Here.
kind of slide it out a little
Yeah.
bit, and it turns and unlocks, and inside is another scroll.
Open it up and read it.
And you kind
Make
of
my
look
way
at
over
it,
to him.
and you kind of the first thing that hits you is the scroll. It smells like maple and cheese.
Okay.
Give a mouse a pound.
Pound cake.
Not a pancake. Pound cake. Maple flavored pound cake with fondue.
Screw it. There you go.
Oh, you sent me something?
Mm-hmm. But you see him
Oh,
pull
sweet.
out a scroll from this case, and he sits down and just starts reading it in his own light. His tail is full crook.
Kind of stumble over. Why are you making so much fucking noise? Do you have any idea what
I'm
time it
studying
is?
the scroll.
You can't. For once, Nikolai is completely still again. Completely quiet.
You fall asleep.
No, his eyes are wide open.
Do I think he fell asleep with his eyes open?
Do an investigation.
Because I could see him fucking doing that. Oh, for fuck's sakes. 10.
You just kind of look at him a bit, and you look past the scroll, and you kind of get a couple of lights.
You see his eyes going back and forth. He's
And
studying this.
You're just kind of like, I'll ask in the morning, and you'd rather go back to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back to sleep.
You go back to sleep in a nice cozy bed, sink into it, find that one spot where you're super comfy again, and drift off back to sleep.
Yep.
Of mouse jumping over clouds.
Thank
So,
Nikolai.
Nikolai, you've successfully get this information and decode it and spend the entire night doing this.
Mhm.
You
I
take
know.
a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
You pass out.
Did I get the spells memorized?
No, you just discovered them.
Oh, okay.
But the morning comes. Cayenne, you're probably the first up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go check on your mushrooms?
Yes.
Okay. Mongo, you're still probably snoozing a little bit. Gently kicking your feet, starting to come to. Scav,
Big stretch.
you stretch on the bed, and you begin to look around. And please do a perception for me. You head back outside, and you can do an investigation on your mushrooms.
Condition, right?
17.
17.
Just 1 point.
You look around, Scav, and you see where you were working with your device on the bed. Pieces have been scattered off the bed and all over the floor. Cayenne.
18.
18?
All right.
You go out and you see the mushrooms have made basically tilted the jar over and they made a little hut out of it to sleep in. And you're looking inside and you see in the far back is, the stink shroom. Towards the very front, you see the other shroom. But you see another mushroom there and its top looks like almost like a strawberry, but an off color. And it seems larger than the two other mushrooms.
I will move. Was the jar on the balcony?
Yeah.
Like on the railing?
No, it's on the actual flat surface.
Okay, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll go inside to investigate this new shroom.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll an investigation on it. And you can roll nature, too.
Guess I'm gonna pick up all the pieces.
Start picking them up, putting them in your arm. Just
Redo everything I did.
You're going to have to visit the marketplace to find the rest of your parts. You do come to, Mongo, and you're kind of like stretching the bed as you usually do. And you begin to look around and you see Scab on the floor picking up pieces. You realize what you did.
Oops.
And you see Nikolai over on the table, passed out with the scroll in his arms and the pieces all around him.
Yeah, he's not waking up unless being woken up.
From the bed, I'll help push some of the pieces, mage paw them closer to Scav.
What'd you get?
21 for investigation and 9 for nature.
9 for nature? You're sitting there looking at this mushroom, and it just kind of has almost like a pouty face to it, and its black beady eyes are looking at you. And you're looking at this cap, and it has like all these little seeds in it, and you can see like little, like almost like if you hung Christmas ornaments from it, and they're like little round red purplish berries. Almost kind of like a sombrero type thing going on.
Little tassels.
Yeah.
Little tassels hanging on the underside of the cap.
So we're calling you the Mushroom Mother from now on.
She's the mother of mushrooms. Yeah, you can't really discern what kind of mushroom this is, but you're like, okay, apparently the other two mushrooms did a Frankenstein thing and made a mushroom from the fruit.
Oh, God.
If she gets a new mushroom that starts talking crap, can we call it a shiitake?
Oh, God.
Shiitake, huh?
All right. Scab, what are you doing?
Get everything gathered up. Put it away for now. So, who wants to go with me down to the guild and then check out the market?
You realize you're the only one awake upstairs.
I think I heard Nikolai volunteer. Nudge him with mage paw.
Nikolai?
Mongo
Roll a
it
con.
is. Let's go.
No.
I hear
Nikolai.
you speaking. Let's go, Mongo.
Nikolai volunteer.
Mongo.
Roll a charisma.
And I'm rolling a con.
He's arguing with me. Well, that went all the way the fuck to Egypt.
Disadvantage on ability checks. All right.
You
Low
said
number.
charisma?
That's not much better.
22 on the charisma.
He seems particularly like trying to put that gemstone cobalt charisma to the test.
What do I roll against?
Roll for sensing bullshit.
Insight?
10
Sure.
on my con.
10 on con.
Mm-hmm.
You're nudged and you kind of stir a little bit because you're having wonderful dreams about like adventuring and finding your parents.
Roll or go back to sleep.
Modified 20?
Modified 20? Oh, it's bullshit.
I still got that 23. Or 22.
Yeah,
I
you
guess.
you sense a good level of bullshit from him. One, because he's your sibling, and two, he's trying to be smug.
Oh.
But yeah, you have another mushroom.
I'll reach into my pack and offer this
Mango.
new mushroom one of the blueberries that I have.
What if I say you're
It
full?
reaches out and its
Will
little
you come
three
with me?
little fingered prawns, three little nubby fingers, grab it,
I know my full name
and it
without
just
having to look
opens its mouth and
Melting
just
on
stuffs the
Noon's
whole
gentle
thing in.
oasis.
it up.
And you
Fucking
just
shocked.
watch the stalk of
I
it just
mean, I'm
stretch
really
and then
brother.
just stop where its stomach would be.
No, I mean the player is fucking shocked.
Oh, fuck you.
Did you have to look it up beforehand? Is that why you?
No,
why
I
you
actually have
volunteered
it
the information?
memorized. I'm fully aware of the Tabaxi naming convention.
The one thing you memorized.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, he actually memorized something.
I don't know how to handle this.
This is unprecedented information. It's like reading from the Necronomicon.
You do not open books that do not belong to you, especially that fucking one.
Did you say the words exactly?
You mean the Necronomicon?
That's the cooking book, which is fantastic.
The Necronomicon.
Om nom nom nomicon.
I love
The
that.
Ominonomicon.
So,
Will you come with me then? We can check out the other places you want to go
There's
along
other
the
shit
way.
I want to do today.
And we can do that.
Oh, for
what are you
fuck's
gonna do?
sakes.
Go look for druids?
Dude, talk to Gunner,
Okay.
the thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And bring the new shroom with me.
It's like I'm babysitting Scab.
You hear the party of choir sound. So you hear the door close and Cayenne's already headed out, leaving you to definitely babysit Scav. So, where are you boys headed to first?
Well, first, we need to see what type of work we have available to us. So, probably the Hunters Guild, then we'll head to the Rogues Guild for you, Mongo.
Mage.
The Mage,
Mage
Guild,
Guild.
then the Rogues Guild for you.
All right.
And we'll do the market last.
Okay. So you guys head downstairs. It's not too hard to find Gunner. He's at his usual post. And he's talking to a Minotaur that's standing there. And they're just kind of talking like, shop like, oh yeah, I fought that too. And yeah, this is how mine went. Yeah, it was awesome. I like stabbed it through the stomach and it was like, ah, and it's still trying to kill me. And I grabbed its arms and I pulled him out of its socket and beat him to death with it.
When full Woogie.
And it's just like this brutal description. And Gunner's like, yeah, I just brought the sword down and just cleaved them in two, and both parts were still trying to wiggle across the floor, determine what happened. But yeah, the Minotaur's like, I'm gonna head to my room. I'm tired. I turned in a few contracts, and he's like, all right. And Gunner's basically free at this point.
Make my way over.
He looks at you. He's like, ah, morning. And he sets down something in front of you, and it's a cup of something.
Good morning. I'll take the cup.
And you're gonna drink from it.
Yep.
You take a sip of it, and it's brewed coffee mixed almost with like a type of equivalent of Bailey's. But yeah, you're just like, oh god, this is how you start the morning.
I will graciously drink the cup and finish it off and then talk to him about
Yeah.
what he mentioned.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as strong as you would suspect it to be, because it is a morning drink. He's like, right, the thing I was looking for. I tore apart our whole inventory looking for it. Yeah, the wife isn't happy. And he's like, anyway, I found what I was looking for.
My apologies to your wife. I hope she doesn't stay mad at you for long.
Oh, she'll probably stab me later and everything will be okay.
Usually, if someone were stabbing me, I would kill them. So, it would just not happen again.
In a marriage, you give some, you take some. It's just a reciprocal cycle of gently trying to murder each other.
One day I will understand that, but today is not that day.
So he has like this box that's like about this wide, like this. It looks beat to hell. Like it's seen adventures galore, and you can see dust is caked into it. You can see some stains on it, and he's like, he sets it in front of you. He's like, there you go.
I'll pick it up and look at it. Is it a box that I can open?
Yeah.
I will open it and see what's inside.
Okay. You open it up, and inside you see something that's been folded up, and it's some sort of garment. Hi.
The mascot has arrived.
Bonus cat.
Bonus cat.
I
Stomach.
will take a look at the garment, see what it is.
Okay. You take it out, and it's you see that it's almost like a tunic, but it only covers the upper body. So it's got straps that come down, it comes across, and it actually flares up a little bit. And you can see almost like peacock feathers, but they're rather aged at this point.
That's really cool.
Yeah. He's like, it's magical. The magic isn't as strong as it used to be when I was adventuring. You can get it recharged. Just, it's a lot of money to do that. But this mantle, essentially, when you use it and you attune to it, it allows you to actually change your form into a equivalent form of a satyr to allow you to better move between locations, so it's not as much of an issue.
Huh. That's really cool.
He's like, it only probably will last about 6 hours at the most, and you can just dismiss it at will. So yeah, he's like, it should help you on your travels. It's customary for our kind to, as elders, to make sure our kind is well equipped on their travel. Oh, and if you die a death, make sure one of your buddies record it, because we'll record it in our stories and our dialogue to tell future generations.
Of what not to do.
I will remember that, and thank you.
But yeah, you have acquired that mantle. I will send it to you next week.
Okay.
But you can put it on and attune to it. Make a note.
Cool.
So yeah, you have that really cool thing.
I'm going to put it in the box for now. I'm not going to put it on because I'm going to go look for druids.
Okay. He's like, he sees another customer walking up, and it's a stone giant, and this stone giant just has all these fucking scars. And you can see actually, as he gets closer, the scars are actually tattoos. They've been, instead of like inking, they've been carved into him.
Oh.
Also scarification.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And he has this massive sword, and it's actually 2 long blades with the entire middle missing.
I'll definitely make sure to step out.
He just doesn't even care that you're there, and he assumes you step out of the way, and he walks up, and he's like, drink. Gunner's like, okay. And makes him like this large cask of a drink, and you're like, oh, Jesus. And slides it over, and the guy sets down a couple of coins and goes off and finds a table and starts drinking.
Okay, then.
He's like, it's a pub.
Yeah. It's the first stone giant I've seen in a long time.
Huh. Yeah, they're not too common around these parts. Once you start traveling and you start exploring the world, there's a few places where they're a lot more common. They like more mountainous regions. Yes, we are kind of a mountainous region, but we're talking about, the rolling hills of Bevelok and those sorts of places where their tribes are actually from.
What can you tell me about, like, at least customs for stone giants in case we were to encounter one so we don't do anything to offend a stone giant?
First of all, don't compliment them on their size. Second of all, don't call one stupid. Third of all, they learn a custom from another race. Headbutt them. That's their greeting.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Alrighty.
This is
that
not
would
going to
feel
end well
like
for three of us.
nothing for me. It would feel like not even a flick.
It's like a boom, head pop.
He's like, and if you really want to get good with them, bring them unique, shiny things.
Definitely.
Things that are not common to the region that are shiny and look of value. They don't have to be of value.
I'll definitely have to remember this because I'm pretty sure that my brothers would be intrigued by that.
Oh, and ask to see the chieftain if you bring a expensive weapon of quality. Make sure it's of quality. That's a good way to get on their good side. Chieftains love weapons.
Is it the religion?
No, this is the way. Oh yeah, we can keep the puns going all night.
Thank you again, Gunner.
He nods a bit. He's like, well, I'm sure there's things you want to do, so you can carry on. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you. Now I'll head out and go look for a small circle of druids somewhere.
Okay. You guys eventually make it downstairs, and you're following behind Scav. You head through the corridor towards the back of the bar and head down the hall, and you can see all the different trophies along the wall as well. Various blades, you can see like some parchment behind glass. You can see a few bones here and there. And you're like, everything here probably has a story.
That dude is fucking terrifying.
Learn a thing or two from him.
And you eventually get to the end, and you go this way. And on the very corner, there's like a suit of armor, and you can see all these dents and puncture marks on it.
God.
Centaur armor.
No.
Oh.
And you head down, and you see basically double doors, and you see a sign next to it that says Hunter's Guild.
Hands in your pockets.
I don't think so. Open the door and walk in.
You head in, and there's just a single table, and there's the side walls, and behind the goblin is actually the contracts. And you see this goblin, and it's just this vibrant boo with all these speckles on it. And it's got these beady black eyes and razor sharp teeth, and they just look over and like, oh, food! Delivery! Oh, wait, customers.
I'm not delivering food, sorry.
Neither am I.
I'm just happy to hear the fucking contracts are out of reach.
Feisty, don't touch anything, please.
How
Hello.
can I service you?
Well, we are a little bit new to town.
Perhaps a grub. They set a grub on the table and this thing's just like wiggling and you can see like little hairs sticking off of it.
Oh, that's very generous of you, but unfortunately, we just ate. We're full.
Roll a con check.
Con as in con artist check?
11. Now roll a performance for me.
Oh, fuck. 10.
The goblin looks at you and squints its eyes, and you hear it just. And he reaches up and grabs the grub and walks over to you and just shoves it in your face.
Oh.
And as you open your mouth to make sound, it just shoves it right in your mouth. And holds its hand over your mouth and eat. You're hungry, clearly.
A little.
I'm trying to get the fuck out of this.
What's your name?
Plip.
Plip. Hello, Plip.
Plip the generous.
Oh.
Plip the generous.
Swallow.
No.
Swallow.
I'm trying to get the hell out of this.
Wow. Go ahead and roll dex for that.
Oh, something tells me no matter what I roll, it ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna laugh if you roll a 1.
Stop that.
What?
Dangerously close?
Yes. 6.
Oh, nice. I only have an 18.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought.
So as you're like fighting to get him off, Plip goes around, puts you in a headlock, and just shoves it, and then just squeezes your throat a little bit, and you start to swallow the grub completely whole, and you can feel it just wiggling down
Forced
your throat.
grub eating. That's what's up.
And then as it starts to go down your throat, you feel it pop, and it's just like this massive goo
I
plop.
just fucking ate.
But oddly enough, it almost tastes like a very thick chicken noodle soup.
Slimy yet satisfying.
No, there's just this one portion of Emperor's New Groove that I'm thinking of. They're in the
The
cafe.
restaurant.
The restaurant.
Pop open the grub, but it turns out to be a delicacy.
And Plip just pats you on the back. See? Good. Delicious.
Oh,
Grow hair on paws.
start patting myself down, trying to find anything else that I might have for food.
You reach in your pocket, you find a piece of old cheese that has hair stuck to it that Nikolai had given you.
Take that cheese back at
One
home.
good turn deserves another. Here you go.
Flip takes it and starts chewing on it. It is just crunchy. It's like eating a rock. Like, oh, this is delicious.
Oh, you brother.
We
I'm
actually
just gonna
here because
step
we
back
want to
and-
know a little bit more about what work is available. We're not looking to pick anything up just yet. We're just curious.
What's available? What's available? Ooh, good contract. A tree and druid has decided to take up arms against another tree.
I'm sorry.
A
What?
tree fight.
What's a tree ant?
It's a sentient tree. Well, he's kind of branching out.
I feel Cayenne would want us to leave this one alone.
God.
Don't know. If I want
So, wait,
to dabble.
A tree ant is decided to take up arms against a tree.
Yes. A tree and druid.
Okay, moment curiosity. Are we helping the tree or the tree ant?
Well,
Or are we trying to talk
well,
them out of it?
you're trying to talk the treant out of what it's doing because it is a sacred tree where, well, druids go and do their praying. I don't know what they're praying on. Perhaps the leaves.
Praying the
Actually-
tree ant's bark is worse than his bite?
I think Cayenne might take great interest in this one.
We'll let her know.
Anything else?
We have one to collect shiny rocks for a goblin.
Scav? I feel you might be inclined for this one.
Maybe?
It requires 560 exact rocks.
Oh, I don't know if we can count that high.
That sounds like a doozy. Okay, any others?
Well, there's a gray knight in the forest that refuses to let people cross a bridge.
A gray knight.
He's kind of gray on the subject matter.
Right. Well, thank you.
Nobody's managed to disarm him yet.
Oh, the puns are coming at a mile per hour. That's about all we have. Oh, there's one too, from another goblin that works in the cellar. He goes over and just looks at. It specifically says catch and eat all of the cockroaches. 1 copper per cockroach.
Hungry?
Are you?
No, I just ate.
Again.
Feisty?
Feisty just looks green.
Well, perhaps Nikolai might still eat bugs.
I don't think he ever ate bugs.
Did you ever see Nikolai eat a bug?
Have we ever seen
there's that
Nikolai
one
eat a
time
bug
when he
before?
went flying through the air. He wasn't really trying to eat one. He kind of flew through one face first.
He would have never eaten a bug unless he was starving.
Well,
Well, yeah, but that time that I catapulted you into the red.
thank you very
You may
much,
have hit a
but
bug
we will
en
definitely be
route.
back later.
Okay.
Huh?
And Flip goes back up to their station and just starts rocking back and forth a little bit, tapping their hands. And then picks up 2 rocks and starts like making like wagon sounds with them.
Well, shall we head to the Mages Guild for
Yep.
you? Make our way there.
So you head over to the Mages Guild, head inside. You don't see any pointy hats. There's just one there. And
One's better than none.
you're kind of like surprised at this. And
Oh,
you see them sitting there with an oversized hat at the table and an oversized tankard as well. And a thick book that's with an oversized candle next to it. They also have a plate of food off to the side that hasn't really been touched in a while. And he's reading the book, and he has a pipe, and it ends in a snail shell with the smoke coming out.
that's kind of cool.
And you see like these big ears, and you can see it's a Harrington.
Oh, a Haragon.
No, wait. I think I remember how I'm supposed to do this. Hat off, sleeves up.
He looks past the book. Okay. And you see these, you hear this grating sound a little bit, and you look off to your left and right, and you see these 2 armored statues sheathing their swords.
Oh, fuck. Huh. Fuck, I remember that.
And the walks over to you, puts a fuzzy hand out.
Put my hand right back.
What are you?
I'm a Haragon.
Oh, never seen one of you before.
Okay.
Sorry, we're kind of new out and about.
Oh, introductions. I am Harry O'Hare. And what is your name?
I go by Mongo.
Mungo. Nobody asked your opinion.
Oh, okay.
This is my brother Scav.
I see you know the arts of pointy hat.
A little, I'm learning.
Oh, you're learning. What school are you enrolled in?
Find the scroll.
He immediately takes it from you,
Is
walks back to their book, pulls out this oversized magnifying glass. There, you had to like hold it like this as they're looking at it, and they're just like, you were like, what the fuck? And the candlelight catches it, and you see it just create a beam. And you see it sizzle a little bit, and they just pat it out a little bit, and they use presentation to fix it. And they start reading the other.
Fucking nervous there for a sec with that shit.
And they walk back to it, and they're like, "Ah, to be apprentice. Wow."
Yes.
And they pull something out, and they just stamp you across the head, and it's just this red ink stamped across your head.
Jeez.
I'm getting serious Roger Rabbit vibes.
Congratulations, you've been upgraded to a field apprentice until you get to this school.
Well, that's good news. Anything else I should know? What exactly is a field apprentice?
It means you learn in the field. Don't blow yourself up. Oh, you need books. They go over, and they just kind of bring this cart out round from the back. And there's these books like this big. And there's like 6 of them, one for each school. And they just clunk, and the books just topple over on the ground. And you have to jump out of the way or be crushed by it.
Take a couple steps back, pick one up, hand it to Mongo.
The book is already like burning your hands.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, take it.
And you look at your hands and smoke's coming from them.
Dang.
What was that?
That is a safety precaution against you.
Okay.
Speaking of safety precautions, I came across another book. I don't want it, or need to know how to disable the safety precautions.
They hold out their hand.
The bound book that caused the fucking problem.
They look at it. They're like, "Oh, yes, this is another mage's book. It would be dealt with accordingly." And they go
'Cause
over.
When I opened it, the skeleton tried to.
Didn't you read the rule book?
Sorry, the what?
The sound of their foot thumping. They go over to the wall and they just hold the book up, and you see just this purple portal open up, and they slide the book in and just. It's been delivered. Now back to you. Rule book. Okay, coming back. They come back and they're bringing another cart around, and this book is like this wide and like this, and it's like this thick, and they set it down in front of you.
I picture this thing like awkwardly walking around.
Read this before you leave.
And they're like, "Oh,
Kind of take Humphrey off and just kind of look
Yeah,
at the
you-
book.
They're like, wrong rule book. That's how to actually cook a proper magical dinner for your mother without dying." They just reel the book off. And they
2 seconds.
Scab is like, "What the fuck's going on?"
I don't think I'll ever understand wizards.
Oh, Lordy.
Tom's over there making notes.
Please forgive my brother. He's still learning quite a bit. He's I guess we're trying to get to. What's the name of it?
Okay.
Willowfall to get to the school for him.
And he comes back, and it's just like a simple piece of paper. Rolf.
Start reading the rules.
Rule number 1, never use fireball on self, it's certain doom. Rule number 2, don't ever use fireball on party, it's certain doom. Rule 3, don't mage hand yourself. Rule 4, see Rule 3. Rule 6 through 10, study.
Study some more. Keep studying. If you think you've studied enough, continue studying.
I think I just broke Tom again. And you're just trying to look over his shoulder probably at this, and it's all in a weird wizard writing.
Nope. Just gonna look around. What do I see in like this little area?
You see these drapes coming down to the four corners and all these glowing things floating around. And there's this giant crystal ball in the middle, and you can see things swirling in it.
I don't know much about wizardry, but what is that?
He looks up. What?
That orb.
Oh, the orb. That is the orb of telling. Yes, the orb of telling.
Oh, okay.
Stare into it.
Look at it.
And when you think you've stared it up, stare more.
I will focus all my attention on this orb then.
Okay. And he says over to Inner King, that was easy.
I was going to say, how to keep a scabbard busy.
He doesn't know wizardry. Like, this is complete foreign concept to him. He's barely learning magic.
Could come in very handy.
No.
Shit.
And it's almost like watching clouds. You can kind of see makeshapes out of the clouds and other things, and you're just like,
Huh.
What would happen to Scav if you were to see that after something from the giggle box?
oh my god.
Wow.
Is that how we lose Scav forever?
This is.
Don't know how the pouch of
Glory.
giggles affects Scab, though.
I can totally see Scab doing something like that. I'm like, I understand wizards.
So, you have acquired your books. You are now a field study until you get to the school. You'll probably still be a field study.
Field studies, wonderful.
And these giant books are just laying there.
Can Humphrey hold on to those, or am I going to need something else here?
Well, take your books.
Pick one of them up.
And it just goes right in Humphrey.
Oh, thank God. Grab the rest of them.
And immediately you're just being bonked on the head by the weight of the books, and they all fall out around you. And the O'Hare walks over, and it's like, and Hump's like, humph, 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 and he's just nodding, humph, 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 humph. And O'Hare's just nodding. Right, they're duplicates. He already has them.
What? Okay,
You've been studying all this time.
You already have these in two. All this time we were talking. You'll talk to the new guy you've never fucking met before. But me, all you'll just say is, humph. What the fuck?
I'm looking over at this tirade going on.
So he goes, oh, I met Humphrey
Fucking
before.
insulting. The fuck did he say?
Along the lines of, preposterous, I already have these books. Why would you give me these books again? You could have just simply asked if I had these books already.
We need to have a talk. And this time, I want to actually be able to understand what the fuck you're saying.
Well, you need to speak hat first.
How does one learn how to speak?
Is there a book on that?
goes around, starts searching around. Let me see if I can find something on that. Comes back, hands you a scroll.
Comprehend languages.
Exactly.
Smells so fucking handy.
And as you reach for it, he baps you on the nose. You reach for it again, bap.
How much for the scroll?
And O'Hare just kind of starts laughing. Your dignity was enough.
I like this one, Mongo. It's actually funny.
Yes, he has quite the wild hair up him, doesn't he?
I'm trying not to encourage you.
How many years have we known each other? You know these jokes are going to happen.
And you see,
encouragement or not.
you kind of see O'Hare walks over to and picks up like this wand, and yes, it looks like a piece of wood shaped like a carrot.
I fucking love that.
And they just kind of do something, and I need you to make a will save at disadvantage, since you're not familiar with magic yet.
Oh, that's wisdom?
Yep.
Well, that's already...
Not going too well.
Well, a 17 and a 6. So, 8.
All right. Cool. O'Hare's like, well, get a move along.
Is his wand made of gold?
No.
Want to know how many carats it was.
What's even funnier, though, is that his actual spell book looks like a recipe book.
That's fantastic.
And you can actually do an investigation and see if you can glance at it.
Sure. I'll look at it. I'm not trying to open it or set it off or set it off
It's
anywhere.
actually open.
Okay. Yeah, probably not. Said investigation?
Mhm.
Yeah. 8.
8. You kind of get a tiny glimpse of it, and all of his spells are actually written out as like recipes.
Makes sense.
And
So-
instructions on how to do the semantics.
Question for you, Mr. O'Hare. How exactly would my brother here be able to obtain a wand like that?
Oh, well, you gain enough magical knowledge, and one day you go on a quest to actually get the elements of your wand, usually really exotic, and then you go to a school and you basically build your wand.
Oh, so you make it yourself.
Oh. Need to re-up on a few supplies. I don't suppose you know a good place.
He claps his soft paws the other, and you see the other wall just open up, and you see a carpet roll out, and you hear a pop sound, and you see a spectral form of him. Shop's open.
That'll do it. Need to bring the alchemist kit back up to full,
Okay.
and then I also want to get a second one.
A second one.
Yeah, I want to get Nikolai's own.
Okay.
Want to do nice shit for my family every now and again.
Why not upgrade your alchemist kit?
I don't know if I can at the moment.
You can ask if you want.
Oh, fuck it, alright. Since I'm still kind of new to all of the... Still have quite a lot to learn. I've had a bit of luck with mixing a few potions together, and I've got the beginner's kit, and, you know, that's gotten me so far, but I was wondering if there's a slightly more advanced one.
The spectral version of O'Hare kind of looks around, pulls like a shelf up, and just starts kind of like halfway into it, and you see him completely disappear into like the shelf.
Kind of adorable, actually.
And you see first the ears come out, and they climb out of it, and they go back, they go into another drawer, and they disappear into that drawer. And then you see a drawer open out of the wall, and the other side, and they come walking out, and they're holding another kit.
Just search the back room.
And they set it down. Okay. Let's see how much they charge you. That is 90 gold pieces for the entire lot.
Oh fuck.
Oh, Harry's like, I remember a wizard that created a wand that sprays magical potions.
That's interesting.
Unfortunately, it was completely random. You never know what kind of potion was coming out of it. And it wasn't just like, potion. It was like dozen potions.
Oh.
It's like a wand of wonder on steroids.
So that'd be 9 of the hometown.
Yep.
Okie doke.
All right. So you're gonna head out. Okay. He bids you a farewell.
Thank you very much, and I greatly appreciate it. I may be back.
You're welcome. Have a fun trip. And as you walk out, you head out, and you step into the hallway, and you step on there's the floorboards, and then there's a second one, and you step on the crack, and it screams. And then as you stumble back, you step on another one, and it screams too.
What the
Trying to
hell
get
is
my
that?
footing.
Seeing this, I want to very carefully not step on the cracks.
Yeah, I'm trying not to step on any cracks.
Okay. So you're going to very cautiously walk down the hall.
Yep. What is going on? Mongo?
Don't ask. I don't know.
We should probably go find Cayenne and then go to the market.
Man,
Got
going
one
back
more
to you. Try not to ignore you over here, but lots to take care of. You wander out into more or less the market area. And in the center of the actual market area, you see this tree that's there. And you see all these jingly things on it, and you kind of take a glance at them. You can roll nature if you want.
That's a 1.
That's a 1.
Yep.
You're startled by a scream sound from somewhere behind you.
Oh, who stepped on a crack?
I will turn to see where the scream came from.
As you poke your head in, you hear another scream, and you see a Mongo and a Scab trying to avoid cracks like they're the plague.
What? Crack kills.
I'll just see this, roll my eyes, and go back to what I was doing.
That's fair.
Kind of a little bit of the Mission Impossible theme song going in the hallway right now.
I'm gonna test something.
Okay.
Air
I'm
crumbs
gonna
theme song.
step on one of the cracks.
You step on one of the cracks. Nothing happens.
Huh. Mongo, step on a crack.
No.
Well, look it. I'm stepping on it and it's not doing anything.
I put my paw over one.
Just hovering above it. Nothing happens.
Slowly get closer.
Nothing happens as you get closer.
Make contact, but no pressure.
It screams.
I think that weird rabbit thing charmed you. What was it called again? A Aragon?
Hair today, hair gone.
Here today, gone tomorrow, I guess.
So, as you get closer, you guys can carry on. You see that there's actually a few druids there, and they've set up like little stalls, and they're kind of talking amongst each other. And you actually see a stone giant druid there.
I'll approach.
And as you're approaching, you're instantly startled by a small goblin druid. And he's like, "Oh! You're half pony, half human, half fae? Pony fae!"
Watch out for grubs.
I'm just going to look around very confused.
Go to the
And then-
campaign page.
And they're like this vibrant
Actually, no, go to the
red
character
color.
first.
Their ears come to like almost a black tip, and they just kind of like droop over a little bit.
Go to your character.
And they
not
get
your
closer.
campaign,
They're
sorry.
like, "Do you like fire? I like to
Go with
watch the
characters.
forest burn."
Oh fuck.
Brother tried to set me on fire.
Find your
Diane's going
character.
to jail.
There. Oh, so okay.
Anytime I'm
So you're
around
using
fire,
your-
bad
your
things
different-
happen.
But fire's all
Yeah.
cleansing and
Without
special.
being there, you cannot make a copy.
I agree.
And you hear this other druid,
Personal account, I guess that's
"Leave
what I
her alone."
that I used to,
And you see this high elf that's over
Yeah.
there, and the goblin's like,
So
"But
if it was
and
there,
then she's
that's
like,
how you would copy it. But since
I
it's
I will
not
put
there,
you in the
you'll have to figure
timeout
that
box
out.
again."
Yeah, I've never had to do that before.
And the goblin's like,
So I wanted to.
"Fine. Nobody ever wants to talk about burning things down." And you see like this weird
Nick, I would
floaty
like to have this
wisp behind them, and it's got its arms crossed and it looks pouty.
Walk over to Cayenne. Hi, sister.
Kick reaction because
Make
if
it
he came
dex.
from behind me,
I'm not close enough for that, actually.
Oh, you know better, huh?
Yep.
You kick and you just catch nothing but air.
what do you want?
We actually found something that might be relevant to you at the Hunters Guild.
Oh, that. I'm good.
Actually, you're gonna
Hunter's
want
Guild,
this.
anything Hunter's Guild related, go away with that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you anyways because it involves a druid and a sacred tree.
You can tell me about it later. I'm busy.
All right.
See you bye.
Might as well try to make my way to the
Well,
Rogues
but
Guild, assuming I can
See
find
today.
it, of course.
All right. Well,
No
start wa-
feisty, just
Are you just walking or
Bye.
avoiding cracks altogether?
Yeah, avoiding the cracks, trying to find it.
Yeah. People are looking at you weird as they pass you. And you
That's
can see around you kind of people are starting to set up stalls and different goods are going up, and you can see them just making like aisles and everything. This is a massive thing. Like, this is a really large area, almost like a to put it in perspective, it's almost like a crop field size area.
Like a swap meet.
Yeah, and you just see them just setting up all these tents and shacks
Oh, so
and
they
all
come
sorts of
from
things.
floor.
so it's like a trading outpost.
I can just see people watching Mongo.
It's
as
a
if
place
he's
where people can
representing the
trade
ministry
before they
as
move on.
Silly walks right now.
Well, we're off eventually.
So
Probably not the best way to
this
walk
high
into
elf
the
druid,
fucking Rogues
you can
Guild.
see that she's much, much older. Her hair has gone from a goldish color to a very silvery white color.
Well, they'll know you're coming.
And the color is long gone from her eyes, and her skin is almost like a marble translucent color. And you can actually see like cracks around her eyes where age marks are starting to show up, like crow's feet and things like that. And she's just wearing vibrant green robes.
Would I be able to tell what circle she's from outright, or would I need to ask?
You'd probably have to ask.
But how do you know she's
Basically, make my way over and introduce myself to her, and just try to find out more about my circle and ask about the deity, if the deity has a name.
She kind of looks at you and she's like, so you're just asking about that? She looks at you and she narrows her glance at you and she's like,
Chiropractor?
your deity?
No, this is
I'm not going to speak his name or speak of him. I do not want to invoke his wrath.
Do you know of anyone who would speak their name?
We're going to have to search long and far and deep into the forest. Possibly places where there's ruins. Your deity does like old knowledge. That might be a good place to start.
Thank you.
And she just kind of looks at you and she's like, anything else I can help you with? And you hear on the other side of the tree another druid's being accosted by the goblin.
Nothing you can help me with, but I'm pretty sure your lovely goblin friend is terrorizing another druid?
He's very excited about what he does.
I've only met one circle of wildfire druid, but they were not that excitable.
He's apparently partially from the plane of fire, and he's very happy to share his gifts. Unfortunately, we did have to intervene as a group of druids because he heard voices that were telling him to burn down an orphanage to purify it.
Sounds as absurd as a small goblin I knew when I was younger. Oh.
May or may not have gotten fed to a plant.
I'm also very confused at their statement, half pony, half fae.
Oh, well, a lot of people, scholars among the material plane, we can't seem to have any centaurs confirm it, seem to believe that centaurs actually are from the Fey courts, the Isle of the Fey, or the Fey Wild, which is another plane of existence.
I've never heard about this before. Is this?
Well, the Feywild, I've been there a few times on following my circle. It made it very difficult to traverse the place, as the Feywild is rambunctious. Its territories change, whether by the hour, the day, or the minute, depending on how the plane feels. You could see an island on the horizon, look away, and it could not be there. Or it could be right next to you. The ocean could be 400 miles, or it could be simply 2 feet.
Hop in a ship in the ocean, set sail, and hit the ground right away.
Ultra fast travel.
Look back, you still see the other shore. I was
Sounds
like, what
very
the
frustrating.
It can be very frustrating to those that think normally. Currently, there are 3 courts that reside there in a precarious balance. Think of them as continents, for example. But they're sprawling courts, and there's only 3 of them. There's the Feywild Forest, of course, but they're as temperamental as the rest of the plane. And the planes are just as temperamental. You see a pattern here.
I'm starting to get the gist.
If you're walking through a field of grass, you might want to ask permission, or it might become razor sharp. If you're walking through the forest, you might want to ask permission to pass through the forest, or you may never find your way out.
Again, very frustrating.
Oh my god, the melon shot.
So, if you happen to be up there, take your patience with you.
I wonder if we ever did get rescued.
I will
You're
bear
gone.
that in mind, thank you.
You're gone.
Oh,
You're Jackal.
I don't remember yet.
And I'm just going to bid her farewell and just wander the market for a bit.
Okay. She just does some sort of blessing by touching you on the forehead and sends you on your way. She does some sort of pattern, and each speck feels warm, almost like moonlight, and then you can head off.
I'll head off and just look at the stalls and see if anything interests me.
Okay, you can do an investigation. Mongo, do an investigation.
Those people are pretty drunk. It's not going to die without going through battle.
Modified 20.
Modified 20? You pass around this outer ring of the market. Well, it's more of a U shape actually. You pass around this U shape of the market at least a dozen times. And you're just walking past and you just kind of pause a moment. And you take a step back and you look at this wall. And it looks like any other wall. But you reach out and you touch it and your hand passes through it.
I'll turn around, keeping my back towards the not exactly wall thing, and just kind of like, rummage through my pockets, trying to look like I'm looking for something. Wait till I kind of feel like, okay, if I step back, nobody will notice.
Mm-hmm. Roll a stealth.
I see this happening with him.
Oh, did you wander back over to him?
Oh yeah, I'm still traveling with him.
Yeah.
No, you went off to Cayenne. I didn't.
Oh, yeah, I just went to go and tell her we were still going to the market. I'm still with you.
Yeah, he's standing there watching you then. What'd you get there, Cayenne?
I got a 12.
A 12? You wander around for a little bit and you eventually come to another, a lizard folk stall. And, they look over at you and they're like, oh, you are interested. And they hold up this jar to you and it's just filled with pickled eyes. You buy? Delicious.
Pickled eyes. Oh gosh.
I harvest myself.
Can I tell if these eyes belong to human or
No, he said I
Humanoid?
harvest myself, so I just see him.
And then restoration.
You can do a survival there.
Why is that the
boy.
first place my brain went?
Because this
she's
is
your
our
GM.
table.
I mean, that's a 24.
24, you look at them and it's just from all sorts of creatures.
Jeez, you can't.
With caution, I'll buy the eyeballs.
They're like, ooh, 1 silver.
Oh my god. What's
I'll,
gonna happen
I'll
when
give
you
them
feed your
over a
mushrooms
gold
those?
instead.
Okay, they give you
They'll see it
a
coming.
That's all I
like a
got.
large mason jar.
Become
Well,
a
they can
eldritch
give you
horror
change.
mushroom, just
Okay.
Yeah, so
Let me give you some
Uh,
purple.
you're just paying the 1 silver, or are you paying more?
Let me read you
I'll-
some
I'll-
type of,
I'll pay the 1
divination
gold,
mushroom
so
of
I'll
some
pay
sort.
1 more.
Okay, so they hand over this large jar of pickled eyes, and you're just looking at it like, "Oh, okay. You can add that to your inventory. 1 jar of pickled eyes.
Yes.
Put that in my satchel and make sure that it is nice and sealed shut.
Oh, it's like laced shut and tied, and you're kind of see that it's actually tied with like basically tendon.
Of course.
Of course, because why not? So I'll put that in my satchel and make sure it is.
The once living body is just a pile of materials.
Materials. When you wander around, you do
So if
find
add
a.
some dairy refrigerated. Do you make ice cream?
Oh god, the eye roll was real on that one.
I heard a few of them.
You wander around a little bit more. You do come to a gnome, and they're selling like wind instruments, like flutes and pan flutes and other things.
He has had enough.
Saw something.
I'll approach and look through the inventory to see if there's a flute that would interest me that I could replace my current flute with.
The gnome looks at you, and they're like, "Oh, you
What are
like
you doing, Sophie?
you like music?
I do from time to time.
Okay, well, we have plenty of instruments to blow on." And if you're not interested in it, we have instruments to blow themselves.
Audio fellatio?
Realize the jokes you're telling to the person you're speaking with, right?
right, you do. Because she has a sense of humor. You do realize who she's married to.
That's what makes it even better. It's hilarious.
I'm just looking for a flute to replace my current one, and I'll show the one that was used for the birds, because I'm pretty sure it's been banged up at this point.
They look at it a little bit and they're like, I don't have one of these, but I can make one for you. You just have to leave this here. I will leave it up front before I depart today, and you will have a new one.
How long will it take?
Probably about 6 hours. It's very fine work.
And how much would it cost?
That would be 10 gold for my services.
I will give 10 gold over to have the flute remade.
Okay. And you will be getting a new one. Who knows what, like, it will be a high quality one, but you'll have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Mongo.
No stealth?
Yeah.
21.
21?
Yeah.
You're staring right at him and he backs into the wall and you watch him just melt away. And you're instantly thinking probably pointy hat shit again.
Walk over and look around. Anybody watching?
Do an investigation. Or perception, I should say.
14.
14? Doesn't seem to be anybody watching.
Poke my hand at the wall.
Your hand goes through and it's kind of cold around where it's at. But on the other side, it's just normal air.
Huh.
Step through.
You step through, you back through, and as soon as you back through, you felt a dagger at the small of your back. And then you felt one at your throat. And then as you step through Scabbard, you feel one at your throat, you feel one at your stomach, and you feel one at your lower back.
Jeez.
Huh.
And you hear a voice, and they're like, who sent you, and who are you with?
I'm with my brother.
And your brother is?
That'd be me.
Who are you with? Who sent you? Why are you here?
Nobody sent us. We heard that there was a thing called a Rogues Guild.
There's no rogues guild here. This is a simple hole in the wall, and you're going to leave.
Sounds fair. We just heard that a Rogues Guild is handy to know about for like information and the like.
Where's Feisty in this, actually?
Feisty's sitting outside just looking at the wall like,
Heard great things about them rogues.
well, if you
Hands are
find
still up, by the way.
if you find any, you can let us know. And you just get stumbled out backwards.
Hmm.
And you step on a crack and it screams. And Feisty looks at you funny like, what the fuck?
I take it Scav also comes out.
Right onto your lap.
Look right at him and kind of plainly states like, well, I was hoping to buy information about Nikolai's parents, but fuck, I guess I can't.
Eh.
Making sure that anybody on the other side of that invisible wall can hear.
You don't get a response at all.
Oh fuck, nothing I thought that would work. Alright, fuck it. Let's go see what's available.
Going to the market.
Mm-hmm.
You do realize Nikolai is still passed out.
Yeah, he's completely passed out. He's
Yeah.
sleeping until someone wakes him up, or he has slept a full rest to get rid of.
Are you
I'm
headed
gonna
to-
sleep the whole day
I
away.
just headed back from the store I was at.
And
just
he's gonna
kind
wake
of
up super excited.
wondering about the town.
Okay.
Wondering about the area.
Yeah, it's not really a town. It's a giant tavern. It's sprawling. You kind of wander around a little bit, and there's a few bards playing throughout the thing, trying to make a few coin as well. This one bard sounds absolutely horrendous, and people are tossing coins at him like, "Stop!
Please stop.
You've killed a bird with your noise." And you see this dead bird laying there that had run its head into someone's stall to basically die.
Dang.
Probably just running up and down, or walking up and down, avoiding cracks, and seeing if there's anything that might be of interest.
Okay, do an investigation. Scow, would you like to do an investigation too?
Yes. I'm actually looking for very specific things as well.
What are
18.
those specific things?
18? Okay. What are you doing about...
I'm still wondering about taking all the sights in until one of the brothers run into me or our paths cross
That's
or
a-
something.
Big fat 10.
Okay.
Roll that great.
You're just kind of walking around and you pause for a moment as you look over and you see the familiar cat of Scav sitting in front of, well, standing in the line to a orcish barbecue place. And you see dangling from his mouth is Scav's coin purse.
I'll
So
go,
feisty.
I'll go over to Feisty.
And Feisty looks at you and his coin purse is just hanging there.
Feisty, give me that coin purse back. I will get you barbecue.
And they hand over the coin purse. Mongo, you find an odd store, and you can see inside the store there's a pointy hat there. And
What's the pointy hat? Wizards are called pointy hats.
What? Their hats are fucking pointy. Makes total sense.
And the wizards.
and it's a dwarven wizard. What's odd is his beard doesn't go down; it goes straight out. And he goes straight up like a goalpost.
Oh my god, gazpacho!
What was that?
And you see the little flames dancing at the end of him.
There's a show called Chowder.
And he
One of the
leans
characters
forward and
has a beard.
he
It goes
adjusts
like
his
this.
glasses.
It goes straight up.
Yeah.
And you see his hat's, the brim of his hat's almost touching the flames too. And it's kind of floppy in the back, and you can see he's wearing purple robes, and it's got little hammers all over it, embroidered on. And he's like, "Ooh, are you interested in a wand? I've got the perfect wand for you. Come in."
I go in.
You step in,
Still.
and it's instantly your worst nightmare. It's a cobblestone floor pattern with, it's basically like little round things like that, and it's just nothing but all of these cracks.
Pardon me, this is gonna get a little loud. And I just fucking walk.
And it's just constant screaming. All these people are looking. You hear this from across the marketplace. All this screaming going on, and it's
Like, I'm not.
and it's all different kinds of voices of screaming, like people are being flogged or murdered or something going on.
How's Feisty reacting to that?
Feisty looks very confused, but kind of sniffs the air back at the barbecue.
I think those are tusks.
Yeah, that's what they're.
Wait in line with Feisty until we get closer to quickly grab some barbecue and then figure out what the hell that is.
You're standing there, Mongo, and Mongo finally inside the store, and you're looking at him, Scav, after this.
You gotta get that fixed. You gotta get that fixed like right now.
I don't suppose you could lend a hand, point me in the right direction on how to
The dwarf looks at you and is like, "It appears you have been cursed."
Is that a thing wizards do to other wizards? Just like practical jokes?
Oh, of course.
I'm a field apprentice. Recently became.
Oh, perfect example to do a joke to.
As is painfully obvious by the stamp on his sword.
Well, I do have my hat on, so.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's worried about quality, but as I'm saying that, it's like, yeah, just recently became.
Oh, that'll go away in about 4 years. As for the he just cracks his fingers. Goes over to his book, opens it up, and it looks like a cask that opens up.
Nice.
And he starts going through it. He's like, "Oh well, good news, lad. That will go away in 8 hours."
The bad news is he can't do anything about it.
Oh my god. Question. What type of flooring is inside of our room?
It's a wood flooring.
Oh, we're not sleeping at all. That's for damn sure.
Mongo's not leaving his bed.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
So that rabbit cursed me.
So you're looking for a wand. Well, my cheapest wand starts at 100 platinum. What can we do you?
What?
Well, that is damn good to know.
Well, I've got this amazing wand of this is one, two. Starts going through his book. Oh, this wand of FU, as the wizard called it, which how did they just say it? A giant hand falls from the sky and crushes your enemy.
That's dope.
As a middle finger.
Fucking love that.
Mongo, I don't think I can afford any of this.
That is
It's
a bit out of our price range.
well, this wand is on sale for 1,000 platinum.
and a damn fine deal it is.
Still kind of outside of our price.
Yeah, quite a bit actually.
Significant.
Well, since you're a field apprentice, perhaps you should contact your parents and ask for some coin, and then come back.
We're orphans.
If I knew where they were, asking for coin would not be at the top of the list.
Well,
why'd you leave me?
I have this other wand of fine person, but that's 10,000 platinum. Oh. He's like, unfortunately, it only works once. Whew. You get to the front of the line with Feisty, and Feisty just goes up and just starts looking at all the food, and you can see the drool, like,
1,000 platinum?
10,000.
Yeah. just visibly coming off of their mouth. And the orc looks over like, is that rabid?
No, just hungry.
Okay. Well, wonderful taste. What will you have? Do you want the special?
Yes, please. I'll take at least 5 of them.
All right, 5 specials coming up.
At least to go to take back to my room.
Okay. Oh, actually, what room number do you have? We can have it delivered.
L327, I think.
No, I fucking wrote that down.
Watch, it's gonna be sent to the wrong room.
I did not
L323.
L323.
23.
Okay. They make a note of this. All right, 5 specials. It'll be there in about 20 minutes.
Thank you so much.
That will be. They just do the math real quick. Tusk, what's the currency exchange? And this orc that's like a bit plump comes forward. It's weird. You've never seen a plump orc before.
I love it.
And they look at it and they just kind of look at the thing. You hear them arguing in Orcish a little bit. And they're just glaring at each other and they're like, okay. Got it. Currency exchange. Okay. That will be 20 gold total. The specials will be sent up to your room.
I will.
Huh?
hand-
I was just saying, I love how orcs in your campaign are just always master chefs.
They're good at barbecue.
I'll hand him over 30 gold. 10 could be as a tip.
Okay. Takes it, deposits it. All right. Oh, wait. They reach up and they pluck off this like sausage using a dagger, and they just hand it over to Feisty. And Feisty just walks off and he's like, nom, 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 just chewing on it like a cigar.
I'm gonna have Feisty picked up and put on my back to eat.
Oh, Feisty's just sitting on your back.
Yep. I just
You have these massive paws on your shoulder, these two massive paws on your shoulders, these two on your side, and the other ones are just kind of like straddling a little bit.
That's gotta be the weirdest sight to see. People that are not used to seeing centaurs in general, let alone displacer beasts.
Is that more or less weird than a centaur riding
a
a
basilisk.
basilisk?
That needs to be some sort of art.
Because I'm kind of thinking that takes the cake as far as centaur shenanigans. At this point.
I got one a little bit weirder. A centaur paladin that rides a horse into battle.
Nope,
'Cause they
I've
do
seen a
have-
comic of that.
They do have call steed. It does exist.
Oh my gosh. So you eventually do wander across the marketplace, figuring out where the noise was, and you eventually run into the two siblings. And they're walking out of a shop where you see look past them and you see this weird looking wizard dwarf. And you guys see the weird sight of Feisty with a sausage like cigar out of their mouth, riding the back of Cayenne.
You've seen this too, right?
I'm going to dangle Scab's coin purse in front of him. You may want to be a little more careful with that because Feisty was in line to get food.
Feisty. Bad.
Feisty probably would have
I-
spent it
This
all.
time he got the coin, he waited in line.
Yeah.
I also
That's kind of
covered-
impressive.
I
Feisty
also
looks at
covered
you
the
insulted.
sausage, and I've got
Eating a
barbecue coming
sausage.
to the room.
Feisty's a sheep.
Nice.
Oh, she.
Yeah.
Did you finish what you were doing earlier?
Yes, I was trying to find out at least some more things about the deity that spoke to me, but it seems like I'm going to have to go deeper to find out what their name is, because no one will speak their name because they don't want to incur my deity's wrath.
Didn't you say something about that before? That like bad things happen whenever they search
Those
him?
who seek him out meet ill fates, yes.
So why are
But-
you looking for him?
I'm not looking for him, I'm just trying to find out what their name is because they came to me. I didn't seek them out.
Perhaps that might
But now
not
you're
be a
trying
good
to-
idea, because in a way, that is still trying to seek them out, just trying to find out their name.
They told me I was their child.
Yeah. Well, the thing we were trying to tell you earlier is actually something that the Hunters Guild had a job specifically related for druids, something that would be right up your alley, actually.
You know I hate the Hunters Guild because of what you got us into.
Yes.
You feel a piece of sausage drop on your shoulder, roll off, and it just rolls in front of you, Scabbard.
Right. And I understand, but at the same time, it's pretty much our primary source of coin right now.
And
It wouldn't have been if someone didn't put their grabby hands on papers they shouldn't have touched in the first place. And
True.
forcefully getting an individual who has their own set of goals and what they want to do alone, but now can't.
True.
Nikolai,
Yes.
please roll a con for me.
All right.
Well, which is all well and good. He's just
Oof.
there's apparently
I
a
think I'm probably
treant
staying asleep 7.
who's picking
Okay.
a fight for the sacred tree.
This tree is very
Shift a little
sacred to
bit.
druids.
Get more comfortable.
And I'm supposed to do what about said treatment, whatever that is?
I have no idea. This was old his idea.
Well,
I'm
if
kinda
it's something that
dealing
has
with
to do
my
with
own problem.
druids, I
And
would
I step
assume
on a
it'd be
crack.
right up your alley.
You step on a crack.
Still doesn't answer my question as to what a treatment is.
You're suddenly interrupted by a scream
Oh.
originating from the crack that Mongo's just stepped on. And Feisty's just glaring as well.
Oh yeah, about that.
Don't suppose I can get a lift just to be a little bit more
He's been cursed by a creature called a Haragon.
No!
Turns out when you've managed to graduate to field apprentice,
And you see the stamp across his head.
By the way, that won't go away for 4 years, apparently.
well, pranks seem to be a thing. Which is why I both love and need to be a bit more cautious of other pointy hats. I'm not sure about the 4-year thing because that could also be another prank.
But, yeah.
Do I need to skin whatever that is that cursed you so I can
No,
get
it'll
sleep?
go away. It'll go away. And as soon as we get back to our room, I'll stay on my bed. Assuming that's not too loud. I'm not quite sure how beds in this condition work out.
This condition. I am plagued.
Yeah. Oh, right. Treants. Apparently, it is a walking, talking tree that can think and speak.
What am I supposed to do with that?
I don't know, but they said it's something that's related for druids. So, perhaps there might be something of importance towards you. Who knows? Maybe the sacred tree might be something important for all druids.
All right. So you guys going to head back to the room? Are you going to actually pick up the contract or think about it?
I'll think about it.
Okay. You get back to the room.
Oh, I was asking for a ride.
You give him a ride for the
Pick me
pity of
up.
the fort.
Yeah.
Yeah. And surprise, every crack she steps on it, yell. No,
Oh.
just kidding.
Oh god, that would suck.
I was worried about that.
I love how she like tensed up for a second.
She would kill you.
I would full on be asking where the Haragon is. I can go and skin it.
Get yourself some rabbit pelt.
Huh, and then they curse you.
Oh my god. Cayenne has to spend 24 hours as a halfling.
You thought she had a short temper beforehand.
Paragons are scary, man.
I'm
So-
gonna be closer to the Achilles tendon.
So you get back to the room.
You scare me.
You head in. And you see a box is eventually delivered, which is the flute that you've asked for. But when you first get back to the room, though, you see the entire table's been covered in the barbecue that you had ordered. And you guys walk in and see the barbecue there, and it's still steaming.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Wow.
Damn, Nikolai still passed the fuck out.
Anybody gonna go check on Nikolai?
Walk over.
He's upstairs.
Oh, Nikolai?
Wait, I've got an idea.
Huh?
Can you take me upstairs?
Oh, I know what you're gonna do.
I'll take Mongo upstairs.
All right, Mongo, roll a performance.
I'll stay at the top of the stairs so you can position.
You three are gonna want to cover your ears.
Feisty's downstairs and just crawls into your bed and pulls the pillow over.
A chorus of screams. Maybe not.
You know, you say that, and I immediately think of that meme of the knife with the Jordans.
Modified 20.
Oh,
You
damn.
jump off, and you somehow find the tonality of it, and it's almost like the song "Daylight Come," but with screams. And you're suddenly just jolted awake by screaming. You think people are being murdered in the room.
Shit.
You feel your heart just beating in your chest, almost like it's gonna fall out.
Yeah. Wake up
And then I hide.
and immediately light a ball of fire. What's going on?
As soon as I see him start to move, I hide.
Look around. What's what I see?
See, Cayenne sitting there at the foot of the stairs.
What was that?
What was
Why, you're
what?
looking at me?
And as you scurry under the bed to hide, you hit another crack and hear a scream from under the bed.
Yeah.
Roll your attack.
Throw the fire. That was that.
Nikolai, no!
No!
Oh fuck.
What did you do?
Math.
So weird.
One of the biggest enemies of D&D.
11.
11?
Just the area where the scream is. It's like...
Mungo, I hate to tell you, you're prone.
Oh fuck.
So you have a flat 10.
Yeah.
And I need you to roll damage, please.
Oh
shit.
fuck. It's all fun and games until the pyro lights somebody on fire.
And I didn't see where he went,
Argo's
did I?
not here.
Huh?
Argo's not here.
We're talking about Argo. He's the pyro.
Just 2.
2. As you scurry under there and you make this scream, you instantly start to panic again. And you suddenly feel burning hot heat right up Main Street for 2 points of damage.
Oh! And a GTFO out from where I was hiding from.
More screaming continues around the other side.
So
and you
this
see
time
some
there's,
smoke. And you see...
Bit more cat involved.
And you see Mongo panicking, smoke coming from his butt.
What the fuck did I eat?
Apparently, you tried to do something with a spicy fireball.
Oh god.
You cast Dragon's Breath, but you messed up the semantic component.
Oh good, I cast Dragon's Fart.
Yeah.
And you watched as Mongo take off. And Nikolai standing there still panting.
Oh god.
There we go.
Right on cue, Sparta. Thank you very much.
Kayan's just gonna go to the table and get it uncovered and ready for when
The
those
shenanigan.
doing the shenanigans
Did I recognize that it was Mongo?
down and
Yeah.
eat.
I chase after him, make sure he, actually I go to where he was and, what's in there?
There's nothing under there.
Walk over to Nikolai and just pat him on the top of his head. That'll do, Mouse. That'll do.
What's going on?
I should have mentioned the reason I ordered 5 of the specials. One was feisties.
Feisty peeks out from underneath the blanket,
Mongo
looking
was
around,
pretty
very
drunk on you,
confused and startled. Kind of like when Sophie and Firecrackers.
Why is he screaming like that?
Because you fucking lit me on fire.
Well, 1, you set him on fire, but 2, a weird magical rabbit cursed him.
What?
You smell burnt fur.
Yes, mending on my.
There's
I
food
can't say
downstairs.
it. No,
Come
you
on,
know
I'm
what?
gonna
Fuck
pick
it.
you
We're going
up.
for broke.
And I'll
I
carry
cast
you in.
mending
Where
on
did I
my
get my stuff?
butthole.
Walking
Doesn't
downstairs.
work.
Yeah.
That should
Yeah.
be the name of the
I'm
episode.
struggling. I'm going to go get my stuff. Put me down. I can't get my
All
stuff.
right. I'll walk over and then hold you out to pick up your stuff, and then I'll carry you downstairs.
Grab my stuff.
Oh, he's the one that getting carried? I'm the one cursed.
So you get to the
can't
table.
lift you.
Your heart rate's coming back down. You're focusing more on your stuff in your arms.
And then my heart rate goes back up.
Huh?
And then my heart rate goes back up. I figured out something from my parents. It's awesome.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Meanwhile, Cayenne and Feisty are sitting at the table eating.
And then you see all the delicious barbecue laid out.
Ooh.
We'll be eating too.
I grab a couple of pillows. I'll mage hand them over. Put one on each paw. And just kind of see if that helps.
It's muffled, screamed under the pillow.
I'll fucking take it. I'll make
And-
my way down.
As Mongo gets to the table, you can smell burnt fur.
Mend my clothing. Probably not sitting right now.
And he's just standing there. He's not sitting down, not even on a pillow.
You okay there, buddy?
Need to watch it with that fucking fire shit.
Come here.
I'll show him a copy of the fucking rule book. Look. Rule 1. No fireballing oneself. Rule 2. No fireballing your party. We're your party. You don't light us on fire.
I thought somebody was being attacked.
So you attack the person being attacked?
I was attacking what was attacking the person over there.
You see Feisty roll their eyes. You see the you see your little
sometimes I
mushroom
worry about
buddies
you.
lined up in a line, and you see them all trying to eat the same piece of barbecue. And the berry one just kind of,
I'm gonna give them a decent bit of the blueberries that I have.
and they start gnawing on them.
It's
And you see this
another
new mushroom standing there.
What is that?
You got another one?
I did not get one, it just appeared. I woke up and it was there.
So you got another one.
I did not. It just showed up.
Wait, isn't that saying you went and got one? You just got another one.
That's weird.
What does it do? Look at it.
You see the
What do you
little jingly things on it, and you see its head looks like almost like a strawberry hat on it.
Just kind of tap them.
It looks very confused.
Do these things speak?
Yeah, just kind of, blah.
Well, okay then.
Did you put the lime and the coconut together? Is this what happened?
No, I seriously don't know where this little guy came from.
I wonder if
You can do a religion for me.
17.
You kind of sitting there and you're kind of like as confused, and then you just kind of put two and two together that the slime probably dripped into the fruit bowl.
So I was approached by a rather large mushroom last night when I was meditating, and I'm just going to assume that some of the slime that it left behind when it disappeared got into my food bowl with the strawberries I was eating, and here.
You got more of that slime?
You were not making anything. You already made a stink shroom.
Is that Mongo right now? So,
Yeah, I tried to sit down.
yeah. And it's just like, yeah, Main Street's not happy.
Come here. Turn around.
He turns around and, do you do it?
I'm gonna fix you.
Do you do
Not
it?
like that.
As soon as he says, "I'm gonna fix you," the claws are out.
Not like that, brother. I'm gonna heal you. Turn around. Just turn around.
Do you present to your brother?
Don't make this any more awkward than it already is.
I'm not sure that's possible.
Fucking just do it. And then I'm just gonna look away. Hands. Careful.
He puts his hands.
Hands, and I immediately fucking turn around. And just a fucking wild fucking swing, no claws, but
But as you go to swing, you kind of stop halfway as your butt starts to feel better.
And that healed a whopping. Actually,
The amount of damage I did.
yeah. 8.
Main Street no longer feels like it's a forest fire. You did not use Icy Hot on Main Street now. But you guys begin to eat. You begin to settle down.
Nikolai will tell you everything that he found out last night.
Well, go ahead. Before we call it a night, make a quick recap of what you figured out.
So I opened up the case I got. It's awesome. And check this out. I was figuring out because the case I got found a long time ago. It has like a light decoder, and I produced a little light with the flame and like turn it around, and you can see like little symbols show up on the table. And
your parents left you a decoder ring.
yeah, it was awesome. And I opened it up, and my parents told me that they left for. Well, here, you guys can read it. And
It's actually in his native language.
oh, you can't read it. Okay. Anyways, they didn't get into details, but they couldn't go back home for whatever reason, and they didn't leave because they didn't want me. They left because they needed to. They didn't go into much details, but then they gave me a couple spells. My dad's favorite was alarm, and my mom's favorite is purify food and water. It's totally cool. I don't know what they do exactly. Haven't had time to figure that out yet. I think I passed out last night.
It probably.
It's afternoon the next day. You don't know what time it is. They do.
Oh, okay.
Nikolai.
What?
You slept for more than half a day.
Wow. Why did you guys wake me up?
You were
Yeah,
sound
you were
asleep.
unconscious.
We didn't want to bother you. We didn't expect you to sleep that long, though.
Oh.
You must be full and brimming of energy, though.
Yeah, actually.
And you're starving.
And I'm starving, yeah.
You have food.
Are you going to
Ooh,
share
okay.
what you got or just keep it to yourself for now?
Keep it to myself for now.
Okay.
You can thank Cayenne for the food. She got it for everybody.
Thank you, Kaya.
Yeah, it's delicious Orkish barbecue.
This quickly soon to become our favorite.
So Mongo and I learned a couple of things. We can talk about them a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But we have some possible jobs.
So, I'm going to stop you there. So you guys gather at the table. Feisty is there. The little mushroom kin are there. One's just actually eating a piece of you were also given a fruit pie, which you weren't expecting as well. But that was tossed in, you can assume, for the meal as well. And the one fruit mushroom is sitting there, just taking chunks off and just. It's almost like watching a snail eat with its little mushy little mouth. And the other two mushrooms are sharing a single piece of brisket. And you guys talk back and forth about what he missed while he was asleep, things to do.
This is what, afternoon kind of day?
Yeah.
Oh, so I
Things-
guess we're staying for another day?
Yeah.
Okay.
The things to basically look into in the upcoming days while you're here before you move on. Lots of new threads in front of you at this new location to follow up on. You can approach talking to Gunnar some more, or perhaps his wife. Find out what she knows. You're still looking around. You've got information about being a wizard.
Got a couple different places to go since we can't go to Casil right now.
You
We
Got-
can't go to casino. Oh, yeah, we know that.
got a large piece of information you've been looking for.
Yeah. So excited.
Scabbard. Got a little bit more light gleamed on what your kin are.
It makes me both interested and very worried.
So, for those watching at home, thank you for joining us within the tavern. Thank you for hanging out with our shenanigans, and we really hope to see you next week and join in on the sheer craziness to see if they decide to go talk to a tree. Or if it will actually indeed rain cats and dogs. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for supporting us as we continue to keep at this. We will hope to see you next week, and we're going to say goodnight as
Good
the doors
night.
come to a
Night,
close.
everybody.
Good night.
Happy Easter.
Oh yeah,
Happy
happy
Easter.
Easter.
Yeah, who's this?
For
For
those
those that
that-
celebrate.
For those that celebrate Easter, happy Easter.
For those that don't, happy Zombie Day.
What? What? For those that celebrate, have good tidings. For those that don't, have a wonderful week. And have a wonderful Sunday.
Slap yourself
Have a good night.
with the back of your hand.